Honorable Senators, if you may recall, just before we went on a lunch break, there was a preliminary objection that was raised by the Governor, which I undertook to deliver a ruling upon resumption, which is now. Now, Honorable Senators, on Monday, the 25th of August, 2025, as part of the bundle of documents submitted by the Governor, pursuant to Rule 6 of Part 1 of the third schedule to the Senate Standing Orders, Messrs. Katwa Keegan, Katwa and Kemboy advocates, Counsel for the Governor sought leave to raise a preliminary objection to the hearing of the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Dr. Erick Mutai, setting out a number of grounds. At the start of the hearing today, Counsel for the Governor sought to be allowed to canvass the preliminary objection. In doing so, it became apparent that a number of the grounds that had been set out in the correspondence sent to the Senate on Monday, the 25th of August, 2025, were not urged before the Senate today, and therefore I need not make reference to them. As is well known, the impeachment process belongs to the parties. The parties are best placed to navigate their cases, and the Senate can only make a determination on matters argued before it. It is for this reason that I stopped Counsel Elisha Ongoya for the County Assembly in his tracks when he sought to make reference to grounds of preliminary objection which the County Assembly, which the Governor had not prosecuted today before the Senate. Honorable Senators, ladies and gentlemen, the present communication is therefore limited to the preliminary objection as raised and canvassed before the Senate today prior to the adjournment for lunch. Now, Honorable Senators, ladies and gentlemen, Counsel for the Governor made submissions contesting the voting that took place at the County Assembly of Kericho and urging that the Senate finds that the threshold of 2/3 of all members of the County Assembly in support of the impeachment motion was not achieved. In this regard, Counsel stated that of the 47 members of the County Assembly, 18 members did not vote, and that consequently, the records as submitted by the County Assembly were incorrect and even fraudulent. Now, Counsel Kata Keegan and Counsel Peter Wanyama made extensive arguments illustrating the inaccuracy of the technology deployed, including arguing variously that A, a number of members of the County Assembly voted more than once, B, persons other than members of the County Assembly and the administrator of the voting system could access the system. C, that contrary to the Kericho County Assembly standing orders, the system did not indicate the number of members who had abstained. D, the system did not have provision for voting by means of pressing a button as required by the standing orders. Instead, a link was sent to the phone numbers of the members. And lastly, the use of payroll and ID numbers as passwords could easily and was indeed compromised, and therefore the system was neither secure nor accurate. The thrust of the County Assembly's response to the preliminary objection raised was to urge the Senate to find that this was not a proper preliminary objection and consisted of mere sensational allegations. Counsel drew the attention of the Senate to the decision of the High Court in the matter of Governor Sonko, as he then was, in the High Court petition number E425 of 2020, in which similar contestations arose as between the County Assembly and the Governor on the number of members of the County Assembly of Nairobi who had voted in favor of the impeachment motion and whether the 2/3 threshold had been attained. In that case, the court held that in view of the contradictory evidence adduced by both parties, coupled with the lack of expert evidence, the court was unable to find that the two-thirds threshold had not been met. Counsel further stated that the matter in which the system works and whether the allegations made by the governor's side about the integrity of the system was sound was a matter of ICT experts who will be required to adduce evidence in support of the county assembly's position or the governor's position, whichever. Arising from the preliminary issues canvassed, the following are the issues that require determination by the Senate. One, whether the preliminary objection raised qualifies as a preliminary objection, properly so called, and whether, therefore, a determination must precede the further progress of the current impeachment process. And two, if whether to the first issue is in the affirmative, then whether the voting on the impeachment motion in the county assembly took place in accordance with the law, and whether the threshold required under Section 33(2) of the County Governments Act, Cap. 265 of the laws of Kenya, was therefore made so as to qualify the continued progress of the present impeachment process. Now, honorable senators, ladies and gentlemen, the question of what constitutes a preliminary objection was well set out in the leading case of Mukisha Biscuit Manufacturing Company Limited versus West End Distributors, contained in the 1969 EA at 696. And it states as follows. A preliminary objection consists of a point of law which has been pleaded or which arises by clear implication out of pleadings, and which, if argued as a preliminary point, may dispose of the suit. Examples are an objection to the jurisdiction of the court, or a plea of limitation, or a submission that the parties are bound by the contract giving rise to the suit to refer to the dispute to arbitration. A preliminary objection raises a pure point of law, which is argued on the assumption that all the facts pleaded by the other side are correct. It cannot be raised if any fact has to be ascertained or if what is sought is the exercise of judicial discretion. A preliminary objection does not need evidence to be adduced as proof of its existence. It is limited to points of law and cannot be raised if a fact has to be ascertained. Now, honorable senators and ladies and gentlemen, drawing from the decision in the Mukisha Biscuit case, the issue of whether the impeachment of the governor met the threshold required under Section 33(2) of the County Governments Act, Cap. 265 of the laws of Kenya, is a factual question that is contested. The governor has raised questions on the manner and integrity of the voting process, which calls for the Senate to interrogate the documentation and pleadings presented before it by both the County Assembly and the Governor of Kericho. It is noteworthy that counsel for the governor, in their own submissions, repeatedly asserted that the contestation was based on the facts of what actually transpired. Indeed, the governor has called the 18 members of the County Assembly whose vote is contested as witnesses to these impeachment proceedings. No summary determination of this matter is possible without these witnesses taken to the stand to give evidence and being subjected to cross-examination in the usual manner. The factual question of the number of members of the County Assembly who voted for the impeachment motion is a matter that calls for determination by the Senate. The only way for the Senate to determine these questions is to receive evidence on the matter, evaluate the same, and make a finding one way or the other based on the preponderance of evidence. It is important to recall that the Senate did, on the 14th of October 2024, vote to uphold a preliminary objection raised by the Governor of Kericho on the ground that the threshold required for removal of the governor from office by impeachment provided for under Section 33 of the County Governments Act and Standing Order 74 of the Standing Orders of the County Assembly of Kericho had not been met. In those proceedings, there was no dispute as to the fact that the documents submitted in evidence by the County Assembly included a list of 31 out of 47 members of the County Assembly of Kericho that had voted in favor of the motion for removal from office by impeachment of the Honorable Governor of Kericho. The question for determination by the Senate in those impeachment proceedings was whether the two-thirds constitutional threshold was 31 or 32 members of the County Assembly. There was no dispute or contestation between the Governor and the County Assembly as to the following facts. A, the County Assembly of Kericho has 47 members, and B, only 31 members of the County Assembly voted in favor of the impeachment motion. The Senate, in those proceedings held on the 14th of October 2024, was only left with the task of determining the legal question as to whether the two-thirds constitutional threshold was 31 or 32 members of the County Assembly. That determination did not require the production of any evidence. On the 14th of October 2024, the Senate, by its vote, determined that the two-thirds threshold is 32. In the current impeachment proceedings, there is contestation between the Governor and the County Assembly as to the following facts. The members of the County Assembly who voted in favor of the motion, and B, the transparency and integrity of the electronic voting platform deployed on the 14th of August 2025. This is not to say that the objection raised by the Governor is not important. It is indeed fundamental. In fact, it is of great importance. It will set a very dangerous precedent if the Senate will be sent on a wild goose chase to conduct impeachment proceedings and vote on charges which are defective ab initio and on the ground that no lawful impeachment was undertaken. It therefore means that the Senate must make a determination one way or the other whether the threshold for impeachment was met. The real question before us, therefore, is only the stage at which that question is mature for determination. I therefore rule that since this matter of fact requiring the adducing of evidence, it will be determined by hearing both parties and entertaining evidence that they have in respect thereof. This preliminary objection is accordingly disallowed for being premature at this stage. In light of the importance of the question, though, the Senate shall determine the disputed facts prior to making a determination on the impeachment charges. I therefore further rule that at the conclusion of the impeachment proceedings and prior to the voting on the charges, the Senate will pronounce itself on its finding on the matter of the threshold and whether it was met. In the event that the Senate finds that the two-thirds threshold of 32 members of County Assembly was not met, then the impeachment proceedings shall immediately determine, and the Senate shall not proceed to determine the impeachment charges. If, however, the Senate finds that the two-thirds threshold of 32 members of the County Assembly was met, that is, after hearing the evidence, then the Senate shall proceed to determine if the impeachment charges have been substantiated by voting thereon. The preliminary objection is therefore fails, as the same shall now be subsumed in the main hearing of the impeachment proceedings. It is so ordered. Thank you. Next order.
Order number 2, hearing and determination on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Dr. Erick Mutai, Governor of Kericho County.
Now we will proceed to hear the opening statement by the County Assembly. Thereafter, we will move to hear the opening statement by the governor. Each party has 30 minutes to do that. Counsel for the County Assembly, you may now take to the floor.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, and thank you so much, distinguished senators. It gives me great pleasure once again to appear before you on a matter involving a motion for the proposed removal of a governor from office by way of impeachment. Mr. Speaker, sir, distinguished senators, before I get into the pith and marrow of my opening statement, I'll begin by reflecting on the fact that coincidentally, today is the 27th day of August, the year 2025, and therefore today marks precisely 15 years to the hour from the day we adopted, enacted, and gave to ourselves and to our future generations the Constitution of Kenya 2010. I also take note of the fact that in his recent presidential proclamation of August 27th as Katiba Day, His Excellency, the President, noted that it is befitting for the people of Kenya to commemorate this day as a reminder of our collective duty to obey, preserve, protect, and implement the Constitution. I finish that observation by noting that that proclamation also observed that Katiba Day shall be observed throughout the territory of Kenya, including our diplomatic missions abroad, as the day dedicated to renewing our shared commitment to the ideals of our Constitution by fostering national dialogue on constitutionalism, governance, and the rule of law. The County Assembly of Kericho has, by instrument of this motion, caused this House to sit here today and engage in this conversation, this dialogue on constitutionalism, governance, and the rule of law through the prism of the county government of Kericho. It is in the place of an opening statement, Mr. Speaker, sir, to lay out the broad outline of one's case. And therefore, I wish to proceed by laying out the broad outline of the case of the County Assembly of Kericho. The case of the County Assembly of Kericho is that generally, once elected representatives like the governor now before you have some prescribed tenure in office, in our case, a 5-year tenure. But the case by the County Assembly of Kericho is that there is an unwritten word in that 5-year tenure, the words being a 5-year good behavior tenure. The County Assembly of Kericho have brought before you their governor, and they are telling you he is of bad behavior. They now wish to lay out the basis for their assertion that having observed their governor for slightly over 2 years that he has been in office, his conduct reveals bad behavior. The County Assembly of Kericho takes note of the fact that this House ordinarily summons county governors and county executives, and sometimes decries the rot in county governments. What the County Assembly of Kericho has done is that internally, through its standing committees and through its ad hoc committees, it has undertaken an oversight role of the county governor and his executive. So they have had a scientific method of approaching this matter. At the conclusion of their investigations through standing committees and ad hoc committees, the rot in the government of the governor now before you has come to the fore. They have therefore carried that rot to you as evidence of bad behavior and will be inviting you to consequently vote for the removal of this governor from office. How will they do that? For example, when the time will come, they will take you through payment vouchers for multiple transactions. Multiple transactions. And when you study those vouchers and their supporting documents, part of the data that you'll come across is found in volume 4D of the County Assembly's documents. So that, distinguished senators, when you look at volume 4D of the County Assembly's documents, you will see a summary of what various payment vouchers and other transactional documents reveal regarding the county government of Kericho. I'll give you a few examples. Evidence will show that a company called Mengro Products Limited was awarded a contract to maintain a bridge at a contract sum of 3,120,790 shillings. As is common with infrastructure contracts, there is a retention amount that is retained by the contracting party, the county government, for a defect period, which is 10%. When the vouchers are laid before you, 10% of 3,120,790, you will notice, is 312,079 shillings. And that is actually the amount that was prescribed in the contract, as the documents will show you. On 8th November 2021, before the governor in question came to office, that matter was settled, and Mengro Products Limited was paid 312,079 shillings in full and final payment of the retention amount. After this governor came to office, fictitious documents were created, new payment vouchers generated, and on 16th October 2024, during the tenure of this governor in office, Mengro Products Limited was paid 312,079 shillings, the same amount that had been paid in full and final settlement on 8th November 2021. You'll be glad that you will have the inspection reports that were supposed to support this voucher for this payment. And whereas this is a contract for the construction of a bridge, the inspection report will talk about how bushes were cleared. You will see that standard observation in all inspection reports to support this double payment. Somebody had a cut and paste observation in the inspection reports to support all these fictitious payments. That company, evidence will show, was given another contract to maintain a road that is specified in the evidence before you at a contract sum of 3,722,878. The retention amount was 372,287. That money was paid fully and finally on 1st April 2021, before this governor came into office. After he came into office, courtesy of creative accounting, fresh payment vouchers were generated. Fresh supporting documents were generated, and on 16th October 2024, an amount of 372,288, the same retention amount that I made earlier, was paid afresh to the same company. Evidence will show, senators, that Mengro Products Limited, the same company, got another contract for construction of Lelsotet Bridge in Londiani Ward for a contract sum of 4,968,601. The retention amount, pursuant to that industry practice of having a retention figure, was 496,860. Vouchers and other supporting documents which were obtained from the county executive through the county assembly's investigation committees will show on 16th November 2021, before this governor came into office, the full retention amount was paid, 496,860. After this governor came into office, on 16th October 2024, the same amount, 496,860, was paid to Mengro Products Limited. In the course of this drafting, I sought to know whether somebody knows who is Mengro, because behind these companies are people. Unfortunately, I was working with people who don't work in the executive, so they could not put a face to who Mengro was. I hope at an appropriate time, this Senate will ask that question directly to those concerned, who is Mengro? Cherire Holdings Limited is a company that was granted a contract to construct a road in Soliat Ward at a contract sum of 4,530,360. The retention amount was 453,036. That money was fully paid during the term of this governor on 28th June 28th June 2024. Full amount paid. On 16th October 2024, 4 months later, fresh payment vouchers were generated, fresh supporting documents generated, and the same amount was paid to that same company, Cherire Holdings Limited, on 16th October 2024. To save time, you will find that in respect of another company called Spike Investment Limited, through which, by virtue of double payment of retention amounts, the county government of Kericho and the taxpayer lost 383,065 shillings. You will find that in respect of Green 80 Limited, by virtue of double payment of retention sums, the county government of Kericho and the Kenyan taxpayer lost 416,034 shillings. You'll find that in respect of Prospera Ventures Limited, where the taxpayer, through double payment of retention amounts, lost 423,000, my apologies, 756 shillings. You'll find that in respect of Bitworld Holdings Limited, where through double payment of retention amounts, the taxpayer lost 565,278 shillings. You'll find that in Afriscape Limited, in respect of Afriscape Limited, Rolly Ventures Limited, twice. We are saying this, distinguished senators, unlike in the past where people have come here with generalized allegations on misappropriation of funds, the County Assembly of Kericho has meticulously compiled vouchers pointing to each of these transactions. When you go to page 3 of that same volume, you'll find another scheme of double payment of retention amounts. This involves companies like Prospera Ventures Limited, Breray Limited, Bitworld Holdings Limited, Green 80 Limited, twice, Cherire Holdings Limited, twice, and Spike Ventures Limited. At page 4 of that volume, the County Assembly has tabulated for you the full losses amounting to 8,432,182.60. My clients instructed me that if this was one isolated transaction, they possibly would have thought of excusing the governor. The multiplicity of these transactions show either a governor who is not in charge of this county or who is complicit in these ills, and they'll be accordingly asking you to hold that governor to account. While at it, I will beseech the technical team to give you a sneak preview of what you will see in evidence through playing video number KCA V11. KCA V11, which will demonstrate to you another element of high-handedness on the part of this governor. You may pause there. You may pause there. The person whose gumboots you last saw on the screen is the governor before you. That is somebody's private property. He is demolishing it to begin using it as a dumping site without any approvals of NEMA, without any regard of the title documents of that citizen. And the county assembly is saying, we are not bringing here rumors. A court of law has sat and has established that the governor has violated that citizen's right to a clean and healthful environment and has directed this governor to take remedial measures. You will find that judgment in volume number 4B at pages 167 to 193. That will be the judgment of the court. Quite literally, distinguished senators, this is a governor who has taken impunity in his own hands. In his own hands. Evidence will show you that this incident of impunity was undertaken on his second day in office. When that video will be played, you will hear him announcing loudly, there is a new sheriff in town. That's what you'll hear when the evidence finally plays out. We are making out a case, distinguished senators, that this is not a wild goose chase. This is a case founded on solid, tangible, visible evidence and evidence that can be felt by our senses that is properly documented. Distinguished senators, we all remember the infamous Londiani accident where a truck lost course and subjected to abrupt death and injury multiple citizens of this country. The national government made its own contribution to the victims of that accident. The county governor, now before you, collected money, 14 million shillings, to help those victims. In his public statements, and you'll see that in a number of videos, I will not play them down in the interest of time, where he's publicly stating that all this money is money for the victims. At the end of it all, distinguished senators, only 4 million shillings, just slightly above 4 million shillings, ended up to the victims. More than 9 million shillings was eaten under the watch of this governor by his officers, led by his then county secretary. At volume 4B, pages 82 to 83, you will see the minutes that the county secretary presented to the ad hoc committee of the county assembly trying to cover up for that theft. When you look at the report, of the ad hoc committee of the Kericho County Assembly investigating this matter, you will be told 100,000 shillings was paid to the pastor who prayed at the function where we were collecting that money itself. You'll be told 300,000 shillings was given to the county commissioner to facilitate him to move around in that respect. You will see millions of shillings that will be accounted for as money for tents. And I was telling my clients, I wish we were told that these are tents that are set up in the funerals to help people mourn. No, these were funerals set up at hotel establishments for bureaucrats to meet and eat lunch, and the evidence will show you how that was. And we are saying this is evidence of bad behavior. That if there is a learning and teaching aid on bad behavior for removal of governor, this is the one. Mr. Speaker, unfortunately, I can't see the time properly. How many minutes do I still have?
You have 10 minutes.
Thank you. My apologies, Mr. Speaker. My eyes, I think I need to see an ophthalmologist very soon. There is another scandal, Honorable Mr. Speaker and distinguished senators. If the technical team can show us the exhibit at page 14 of volume 6A, if the technical team can show us the exhibit at page 14 of volume 6A, if they can, I'll appreciate. If they won't, then I'll just be able to ask you to look at your volumes. Page 14. If you look at that bundle, you will see some motor vehicle. I wouldn't give the design, but it looks like a Pro Box with some speakers mounted on it at the background. Volume 6A of the County Assembly's documents, soft copy of colored photographs contain a flash disk, but volume 6A, at page 14, you will see people meeting there, and I have two explanations to give, or two evidence will show you. You will see some speakers mounted on a motor vehicle there, and this was a public participation event to settle squatters, a public participation settlement of squatters. Those two speakers mounted there for a one-day event that took 5 hours, you will be told, cost the county government of Kericho 325,000 shillings. Those two speakers mounted there, they are the ordinary speakers that we use in village funerals in day-to-day practice. In fact, the question I would ask if I sat with the governor's seat is, why then not just buy speakers for the county government of Kericho in multiple numbers than hire those two speakers you are seeing there at 325,000 shillings? But that's not enough. The people you see sitting in that photo under the sun, you will be told tents were paid for this event at millions of shillings. And the tents are covering those very people you are sitting in the sun. I am demonstrating, distinguished senators, that we are not using the word bad manners to exaggerate anything or as an alarmist statement. We have documented vouchers, and we have documented bank statements, and we have documented photographs to show that. When you turn to volume number 4 of the county, my apologies, there is just volume 4, just numbered volume 4, then we start 4A, 4B, so it's just 4. You know, sorry, my apologies. If we look at volume number 4, I wanted us to look at the photos. The bills of quantities at pages 129 to 136. The bills of quantities at pages 129, my apologies, 129 to 136. You will see bills of quantities for renovation of certain houses at a place called Kericho.
Counsel, as you refer to the volumes,
Yes.
Also refer to the page so that the honorable senators can follow.
I was coming to that. The bill starts at page 129, my apologies, but the actual bills are at page 130. Page 130 tells you what should be done to external walling and to re-roofing. And Mr. Speaker, subject to your guidance, I would want your technical team now to put on our screen the photos of that house, those houses that are in volume 4A from pages 102 to 107. As we look at the bills of quantities in front of you, I would beseech the technical team, Mr. Speaker, to play for us the photos that run from pages 102 to 107 in volume 4A. Mr. Speaker, may you, in the interest of time, direct the technical team to allow our technical team out there to put those photos on the screens?
Just repeat your request.
I'm
Counsel.
requesting that there are photographs that are in volume 4A at pages 102 to 107 that can be shown on the screen.
Technical team, can you beam those photographs on the screen, please?
Volume 4A, pages 102 to 107.
Counsel for Governor and for the County Assembly, are they in clip form?
They're just scanned photos. They're scanned. They are photos. They just be shown. Alternatively, let me make work easier for everybody. Let me mark it for everybody. Let's look at volume 6A, the small volume 6A. The small volume 6A. The 4A had the black and white version. Then I have 6A, the colored version of the same photos.
If Counsel for the County Assembly, if you can have one of your team members to go to the control room.
He is there. That's why I'm inquiring for what is happening there, because he's there.
Okay.
Yes, we have somebody there. 6A, pages, yes, correct, on the screen. Thank you. I want you to look at the bills of quantities, and those are the houses as finalized and paid for. Those are the houses as finalized and paid for, 2.9 million shillings. Let's continue running kindly, technical team. Yes, those are the houses. Those just pause there. There are a number of houses. They are the same design. They are the old national houses, housing council houses, the same design. But so that's it. Those houses, one of the bills of quantities paid for is re-roofing. And you will see the description of the roof supposed to be put. These houses have been fully paid for, 2.9 million shillings. When the county assembly steps here and tells you, we have brought you a governor of bad behavior, I beseech you, distinguished senators, to give them a keen hearing and to ask, there are some wrongs you can commit to fellow citizens, and we can say man is to error, and we may excuse you. But the big question is this one of the wrongs, even if this was the only ground, that we can say man is to error and forgive him? I asked myself this question, that if I served as governor and traveled to Kericho West, where this project is, and learned that this is what I'm doing to my fellow citizens, will it prick my conscience that I'm bringing a curse to my own children and children's children? The decision, senators, is yours. Our duty is to lay that evidence before you. Seeing that my time is spent, this is the contour of the evidence that you are going to see in the multiple volumes presented before you. In the interest of the citizens of Kericho County, 3 more years to them is too long. If this is what they're going through, we'll be asking you to help them remove this governor from office, because only you can do that by law established. I rest the County Assembly's opening statement.
Counsel for the Governor, you have 30 minutes to make your opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I request that you allow me to invite the Governor. He wants to say something. We commit to confine ourselves within the 30 minutes you've given us.
Very well.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir, and the honorable senators. First of all, I appreciate this sitting. And as the lead counsel of the Assembly has indicated, we are here to celebrate the Katiba Day, a very important promulgation by our president. As I stand before you, Mr. Speaker, I wish just to indicate some few observations. Number one is that a PO already addition has been made on the same. And as to reflect on the National Day, the bigger question that will be advancing in this discourse as we move forward as to whether there were proper impeachment or not at the county assembly. I say this with a lot of conviction as the governor of the great county of Kericho. That's number one. The items that has been tabled before the great Senate today, that is the report, the ad hoc report on the NAFCDB program, the ad hoc report on the FLOCA program, the ad hoc report on the fictitious payment. The role of a governor is to instill discipline where necessary. I wish to state before the honorable senators with a lot of humility that the report on the fictitious payment was handed to me by the county assembly after my impeachment has been tabled by the county assembly. They asked me to act on it after they have tabled my impeachment. On its recommendations that we are going to look at it, much of it, including the pictures that we have seen here of houses and many others, the good committee had indicated that let the CEOs be punished by the Public Service Board. But the impeachment has already been tabled before I even got the report. Mr. Speaker, the conversation on the FLOCA programs and other ad hoc reports were tabled right after my impeachment, and the reports were equally given to me after my impeachment motion. The big question I'll ask the Senate, Mr. Speaker, naturally, how then would the governor acted on the state officers when an impeachment motion has been tabled first, then now the reports are given to him? I say this to demonstrate the malice in the County Assembly of Kericho. We were here last year, Mr. Speaker, because these honorable senators, the great upper house, indicated that the numbers were not 32. The assembly led by the speaker in his own wisdom decided to manufacture the 3, just add one number so that they can be heard in this assembly. And I say, farewell enough, we will be here to listen to these judges and be able to demonstrate any of our wrongdoing. Number 3, Mr. Speaker, sir, on the question of Londiani, which is an emotional wiping statement and wiping emotions, this was the same impeachment that was brought in this house last year. The governor has no role whatsoever in creating committees that run funerals. We will be demonstrating, Mr. Speaker, that this committee was run by the county secretary and the county commissioner, which since then, the county secretary is no longer in office. The officers that were mentioned, most of them are no longer in office. But we'll also be able to demonstrate to this Senate that already a ruling has been made by the court indicating that no funds were lost. The same item has been brought to this Senate again for debate. Fourthly, Mr. Speaker, because of time, is that what is happening in Kericho is a well-orchestrated conspiracy, political conspiracy, to remove the governor of Kericho. One is for political interest and political expedition. Because you are seated there as the speaker of this great house. At the county assembly, we also have a speaker whose interest is one, to be the governor of Kericho County. How then do you become the governor? Impeach the governor, make it easy for you, and probably along the way, impeach also the deputy governor, and sit in as both the governor and the deputy governor, and the governor and the speaker of the assembly, so that out of the 10 years he served as the CEC of Kericho in charge of finance and as CEC in charge of roads, will be able to execute what he never accomplished. We'll be able to demonstrate that as we make our discourse. What I just wanted to say from my heart, and somebody was asking me, why did you choose to make this statement like last time? In the assembly, in the last impeachment, I told them, and I reminded them of the great works and the great writings of Dostoevsky in Crime and Punishment. And these are my last words. That Raskolnikov, after killing Alyona, the old-born lady, proceeded and realized that there was somebody witnessing called Lizaveta. Because of the urge to murder and kill, he went ahead to kill Lizaveta. I then implored upon the County Assembly of Kericho, let us not just create blood for blood's sake. I also said at that time with a lot of remorse and humility, that in tragedy of Macbeth, Shakespeare, when Macbeth, the great lady, told the husband that King Duncan, you can kill King Duncan and you become the king yourself. And remember that Macbeth was a cousin to King Duncan. Macbeth was reluctant to kill King Duncan. But along the way, the evil spirits possessed her. And in her watch, he says, come ye gods and sex me, that I may be a man and kill King Duncan. Indeed, Macbeth went ahead to vanquish King Duncan. Not because he wanted to kill, but because of the drive for murder. Thereafter, he went ahead to vanquish every other witness that was at the court in his quest to become the king. My imploration to the County Assembly of Kericho at that time was that much as we have political aspiration, let us resist the temptation of political murder for us to get what we want. We're here in a process that was faulty, and the whole world must know that as it is, there was no impeachment of Kericho. And I know, Honorable Speaker, because the upper house will always make correct decisions at the appropriate time, I beseech of you, Mr. Speaker, and the Honorable Senators, that as we deal with this matter, we separate between the responsibility of the governor and the responsibility of the CEOs. Some of them that will be brought here to adduce evidences are former CECs of Kericho County. Some of them were mentioned in the Londiani scandal. Out of it, I was able to release some of them out of work. Today, I'm being in Senate, being asked that you sack some people on procedurally, while some of those names that will be testifying here are the same names that were active in the so-said Londiani scandal. Some of them were presiding over Kazim Tahani. Today, they are seated here also, probably being aligned as advocates after we release them. We are in a case of history, as celebrated Katiba Day, to ask ourselves that to what extent is political persuasion and political desire compared to morality, compared to the rights of an individual. And as the governor of Kericho, I'm here under your mercy, Mr. Speaker, and the senators, so that you'll also help me to get justice as an individual because of the injustices, because of the wrong allegations that have been bestowed on me, while the governor has completely nothing to do with even signing of a voucher, has nothing to do with authorizing payments. My commitment has been simple. The officers that are found culpable of wrongdoings, the law will then follow its case. Out of this, Mr. Speaker, I call then for your consideration deeply, and the Honorable Judge has said here on the matters that will be laid on us, so that the people of Kericho County get justice, while at the same time also the governor of Kericho get justice that he so deserves. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and may God bless this great Senate, and we put all our trust and hope in this very good upper Senate that over time has proven that it does things in an appropriate way and uphold the Constitution. Thank you so much.
Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable senators, the first issue I wish to address is our insistence on the preliminary objection we raised earlier on. We take on board the directions and the guidance given by the Speaker. We will adduce evidence of the 18 MCAs who did not vote, and we maintain that indeed this motion should not be here because the total optimum number of MCAs who could have possibly voted in favor of this motion could have been 29. And we are not saying that 29 necessarily are afforded. We are saying that the results that were brought here were manipulated. And so that would be the first item in terms of my opening address. The second issue I wish to contend with Mr. Speaker sir, and honorable senators is we contest the allegation or the contention that the governor is of bad behavior. It is our argument that the governor is a victim of political machinations, especially at the instance of the Speaker of the County Assembly. Mr. Speaker, sir, it will be our case that the law provides for responsibility for every individual in all the cases that the County Assembly, through my learned friend Mr. Ongoya, has identified. Whether it is a case of signing of the contracts, whether it is a case of payment, whether it is a case of procurement, whether it is a case of fictitious payment, there are people who the law has assigned responsibility for, and none of those situations touch on the governor. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is our argument that the nearest you could come to hold the governor responsible in a fair situation is if it were to be the case that indeed the improprieties have been brought to his attention, he has been afforded an opportunity to act, and he has chosen not to act. And it is our case in this situation that the reports, the impeachment motion was hijacked by the mover of the motion even before the various ad hoc reports had properly landed at the County Assembly. It will also be noted when we eventually come to the case that each of those ad hoc reports made recommendations for actions to be taken by various aspects of the County Assembly. Where it touches on the CECs, it is the governor to act. Where it touches on CEOs, it is the public service, the county service board to act. And there are instances also where recommendations have been made for even EACC to act. And so, as it were, Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable senators, it is our argument that we were not afforded an opportunity to act, and responsibility of the governor could only attend his inaction if he had been afforded an opportunity to act. Now, we are prepared to accept that if it were to be the case that there is a very pervasive and rampant improprieties at the county, you could start wondering whether the governor has put in place proper mechanism. It is our argument that keeping away the emotional way the issues have been put, and we are not belittling the amount that has been lost, we are not belittling the issues that have been raised, we are only saying that it is not true that it is as rampant as it has been alleged. When you critically look at both the amounts involved and the incidences in the face of the size and the turnover of Kericho County. We are not belittling it, but we are saying that these incidences have been blown completely out of proportion, and that they do not indicate in any way either complicity or inaction on the part of the governor. We would also like to indicate, and we will adduce evidence on this point, that much as the governor was taken through the process of impeachment at the County Assembly and came to learn of the reports subsequently, he has already forwarded some of those aspects of those reports to EACC, and the EACC is already taking action on some of those issues. It just goes to show how proactive and interested he is in making sure there is accountability for public resources, and the extent to which the description of him as having bad behavior is very far from the truth of the situation. Now, my learned friend has also singled out a number of issues. Let me start with the retention money, because that's the one he multiple times referred to. He says in all the instances that payment was made in previous regime and then another payment was made in this regime. It brings us back to the basis and the root cause of this case. Being this argument we made at the County Assembly and we'll be making here, that these allegations are rooted in the political ambition and interest of the Speaker of the County Assembly. And the basis of that, Mr. Speaker, sir, is that these allegations of retentions have been paid in the previous regime, where at the instance of this, the Speaker, the current Speaker when he was in charge of finance, and proper investigation as to whether there was previous payment and a subsequent payment in this regime, Mr. Speaker, sir, is an issue which is a witness and has an interest in. Our position is that we deny, and we were entitled to more time to look at it and address that issue, Mr. Speaker, sir. But we are emphasizing the extent to which the Speaker in the County Assembly would go out of his way to generate and fabricate a case against the governor. On the issue of Londiani, Mr. Speaker, sir, we would like to invite the attention of these honorable senators that the allegation on Londiani we contest on two dimensions. The first one is that it was part of the allegations which you threw away in September 2024. They have been brought back. And that is contrary to the provisions of Standing Order number 70A, which prohibits reintroduction of previously highlighted allegations. That's the first issue we wish to take up on that issue of Londiani. The second issue we wish to take up on this issue of Londiani is that the allegation against the governor is that he failed to act on a report that had been given to him by the County Assembly. We would like to bring to your attention, honorable senators, and we will point out to you that that report of the County Assembly was stayed by the court. The court said no action can be taken on that report because of the impropriety with which it was made and the malice with which it was made, and therefore it cannot be right to say that the court, having found that no action should be taken by the governor, he should now be brought here for impeachment. Then there is the issue of private property and the emotional play of the video where they said governor was in gumboots. We would like to point out again that that allegation was in the previous complaint in September 2024, which you threw away, and understanding order number 70A, it should not be brought back. But secondly, my learned friend Mr. Ongoya has said that that was invading private property. He then went on to say that it has been determined by court. Honorable senators, we will surprise you when we get to that judgment where we will show you that there is no determination that that is private property. It is the position of Kericho County government that indeed that property is public property and remains public property. The nearest that the court determined in that case was that there was need to have proper NEMA certifications before dumping could be done there. There was no determination that it belongs to the person who had complained. The nearest that was made was that it needs to, that the property should not have been used for dumping before certification has been issued. And for those reasons, honorable senators and Mr. Speaker, sir, we pray that in the course of this trial, we will show that this impeachment motion, number one, doesn't meet the threshold for it to stand here. Number two, that the allegations have been overstated, they have been exaggerated. And number three, that quite a number of them are not true. I would, within the time that I still have, I would like my learned friend, Mr. Wanyama, to say something.
Just a minute before he sits down. I forgot to indicate, Mr. Speaker, sir, that the land in question that has been debated and so sensationally brought here, Senator Aaron Cheruiyot is not, because I don't need to discuss him here because he's the majority leader, he helped us the other day to get the title deed towards the portions of that land through Anandwale. And the lands and the process is ongoing to get the title deed of the entire parcel. And of course, the documents that will be tabled here will also be able to demonstrate that. Secondly, I would like to emphasize, Mr. Speaker, because I stand easy, I don't know my fate after this. And it will be prudent in future. This is just my thinking, not as a governor, but as a scholar, that if we will not be careful in this country, speakers who have ambition and have good money in their pockets will just be able to wake up one morning, create a list and send to Senate for governors to be impeached. And if you will not be careful, Mr. Speaker, the lot of humility, there will be cocktails of impeachments in Senate. Some of the senators here are also aspiring to be governors. And I know some of them at a personal level that they have high chances of being governors. If we will trend in this direction, nobody will be safe in this country. And this constitution you are talking about today will be just a piece of paper. And that is why that constitution was very clear that to impeach a governor, you must have 2/3 of the threshold required. And that 2/3 is what will later on provide the latitude now to discuss the substance, because the substance are tied with the numbers. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, I beseech my good colleague in another circle when I was teaching in the university, and I'm still a don, Mr. Ongoya. He has kept referring to me as tit and that. In another circle in a light touch, probably I would have been his senior, because the last time I left there, I would have been his senior, and in a light touch, I would beseech of him that he doesn't refer to me again as that or this, but rather with some decorum. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I want to ask a question, and this question responds to a video which was played by Mr. Ngoya, and where the governor was undertaking what we call self-help measures. When you go home and you find a stranger in your kitchen, what will be your first instinct as a human being? In common law, there's a doctrine known as self-help. In Kenya, there is a major problem on land grabbing. The land in question where the governor undertook self-help measures, which is allowed in law, and the matter is under litigation, is public land. A private developer, an individual who has an interest in this land, then takes up the matter in court, and then we are saying that is a ground for impeachment, impeaching the governor. So that just demonstrates to you the nature of the county assembly case. The county assembly case, if you examine it, does not meet the threshold in Article 1 of the Constitution. The gross violation of the Constitution and law, and gladly this Senate has already interpreted this question in very many decisions. There ought to be, for you to determine that there is culpability by the governor, you must look at the evidence. There must be something which the governor did personally for purposes of being removed from office. What is it that the governor did in respect to the procurement? Look at the evidence of the county assembly. They will not be saying the governor did this. Instead, they will be saying that a procurement officer did not write a professional opinion. And then that contract was approved by the accounting officer. So in that case, what is the responsibility? Who has the responsibility if there is a malpractice on a procurement failure to write a professional opinion? It is the procurement officer. It is the accounting officer who then signs off. So if the governor interferes with the process, then that is something else. So throughout the evidence submitted by the county assembly, you will not see personal culpability by the governor to of necessity lay basis for the threshold for the removal of governor from office. Kericho County has more than 3,500 staff. 3,500 staff. Secondly, Kericho County has more than 10 departments. All these staff work in various departments. And at the top of each department is a CEC and an accounting officer known as a chief officer. And there is an accountant. So you cannot foreclose the possibility that in the workings of government, there could be an issue within that value chain for the provision of government services to the people. And when that happens, there are procedures to be followed, because we are a country governed by the rule of law. There are procedures to be followed. These procedures are outlined in legislation. One, with respect to procurement, you have the Public Procurement and Disposals Act and the regulations. It outlines the entire chain of procurement. With respect to Public Finance Management Act, it governs the payment system. If you look at the PFM specifically, the responsibility of the CEC Finance and the Chief Officer Finance, they are clearly outlined so that when there is a problem, then responsibility is ascribed to an individual. If you look at the legal framework on corruption itself, responsibility is on an individual basis committing a crime. Secondly, there is a process for audit which this House too has a role to play, and the County Assembly. You will find that most of the allegations which have, they have submitted against the government have not been audited. They have not been subjected to a process of audit for purposes of verification, either by the County Assembly, in examining the report of the Auditor General, or by this House. So do we take that precipitate decision to impeach the governor when all these things are prematurely, appear to be premature? Definitely not. Look at the responsibility of the County Assembly itself within this process. The County Assembly, under Article 185 of the Constitution, has a heavy responsibility on audit and oversight. Sorry, let me use the word oversight. They oversight the county executive. So what steps has the County Assembly done to summon the procurement officer, the accounting officers within the county government on the various departments, for them to answer and get satisfied on the primary questions before we take the next level issues to impeach the governor? So that is very important. You will be seeing this throughout the issue of nexus. It is not there throughout the evidence by the County Assembly. On the issue of voting, the threshold question, we will be laying basis in cross-examination and also part of our evidence. We will be cross-examining the ICT officer who says he developed this system internally. And this system was deployed for the first time in this impeachment, as I said, on a serious matter concerning the removal of governor from office, being deployed for the first time. And then we will be demonstrating to you the vulnerabilities of this system. That to access the system to vote, all you need to do is to get the IPPD system, the IPPD number of the MCA, and the password is your ID. Then you access this system, which is tied to the website. So anyone with that can access. And we will be laying evidence in terms of video, showing that the leader of majority has confessed on record, on video, showing that he voted on behalf of an MCA, who will be standing before this forum, before this House, to tell you that he never voted. Instead, the leader of majority promised some financial inducement to that MCA. The move of the motion. Financial inducement to that MCA to vote. That is evidence on the question of numbers. We will be laying evidence here that despite the logs which are before the House, the logs which are before the House, there are 4 MCAs who never voted. Mr. Speaker, sir, these 4 MCAs never voted. They will be standing here to speak. And then the County Assembly report says they voted. Mr. Speaker, sir, there are 18 other MCAs. 18 other MCAs who will be appearing before this House. So, Your Honor, Mr. Speaker, sir, sorry, when in totality of the totality of facts, and after we've completed the evidence, you will definitely see that the threshold of 32 members as required was not met by the County Assembly, and what is before the House is a fraudulent document that was created by the Speaker to meet that number which the Speaker does not have. Thank you.
We shall now move to hear the case by the County Assembly. Now, Counsel for the County Assembly, you have 5 hours. Within those 5 hours, 3 hours shall be used for witnesses to give evidence in chief and be re-examined. So out of those 5 hours, the County Assembly has 3 hours to adduce evidence and for re-examination. Out of those 5 hours, the team for the governor has 2 hours for cross-examination. Once the 5 hours are done, we will move to the case by the governor. Now it's now 4 p.m. The House will adjourn at 6:30. So you'll have 2 hours, 2.5 hours for today. And tomorrow morning, when you resume at 9, you will have the remainder to be utilized tomorrow morning. So the team from the County Assembly, may the lead counsel take to the floor so that you start by calling your first witness.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for the opportunity. For record purposes, my name is Elias Mutuma. I'll be leading our first witness. His name is Geoffrey Bett. You will recall, Mr. Speaker, sir, that we had made a request to accommodate this witness, considering that he's physically challenged. I hope that the arrangements have been made.
Proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. In terms of our documents, we shall be making a lot of references to Volume 2 of the County Assembly's documents. His affidavit is to be found at page 103 of Volume 2.
Clerk, you may swear in the witness.
I, Kipngeno Geoffrey Bett, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before the Senate in respect of the matters before the Senate shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I humbly request senators to also turn to our Volume 4A. That is where most of our lectures shall be contained, and I shall be leading the witness towards the specific pages. Mr. Geoffrey Bett, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Kindly state your full names for the record and what you do for a living.
My official names are Kipngeno Geoffrey Bett. I am an ICT specialist. Formerly, I was the Chief Officer, ICT, Gender, Sports and Youth Affairs, the County Government of Kericho.
Thank you. You have...
But
Just a minute. You have alluded to the fact that you are an ICT specialist.
Mm-hmm.
Kindly be more specific as to your professional qualifications.
I hold Master of Science in IT, bachelor's degree. I have diploma in computer studies and several other networking-related fields. I'm a member of ISACA, the Institute of Information Systems and Audit, Information Systems Audit Association.
Thank you. You've also confirmed that you have worked as a chief officer in Kericho County, correct?
Yes.
When were you employed as a chief officer? And kindly also explain to us the process of recruitment, of your recruitment.
I was employed in the county government of Kericho it was on 13th December 2022 up to 20th July when I left the county government.
Honorable Senators, the letter of employment is contained at page 51 of volume 4A of the County Assembly's documents. Mr. Bett, I have also seen that you have sworn an affidavit that you've presented before this Senate. Confirm that that is the affidavit contained at page 103 of the Governor's volume 2.
That's true.
You confirm that is your affidavit? County Assembly's documents, you confirm?
Yes, I confirm.
Do you also stand by the averments and contents of that affidavit?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. I have looked at that affidavit, Mr. Bett, and you have attached a disability card.
Yes, I have a physical disability.
You have a physical disability.
Registered under the National Council for Persons with Disability.
Would you mind sharing the nature of your disability?
I contracted disability at the age of 5 through polio.
Thank you. And you have attached that card. Honorable Senators, that disability card is to be found at page 47 of our volume 2. Volume 4A, sorry. Mr. Bett, you have confirmed that you terminated your contract with the county government of Kericho. But before we get there, tell me about your previous engagement as a professional. Where were you working before you joined Kericho County government?
Before I joined Kericho County government, I was employed in the national government, National Treasury, at the year of 2005, where I served as for about 15 years before joining before joining county government.
And where was your workstation?
My workstation was at Beam House, employed by the National Treasury.
Beam House?
As information.
In which city?
Beam House in Nairobi, along Arambe Street.
Correct. Then it would mean that you had to relocate from Nairobi to Kericho when you got this employment, correct?
Yes. After going through the rigorous exercise and competitive process, I was employed and I had to relocate my family to Kericho County, even the schooling of my children.
Even the schooling of your children. Thank you. You have made an allegation against the governor, and I'm looking at paragraph 6 of your affidavit contained at page 104 of volume 2, and you have said that on several occasions the governor of Kericho County required you to send him money. Kindly expound on that.
On several occasions, there was phone calls from the two PAs, and in one occasion from the governor himself. He requested, he asked me to send him some cash, which the proof is there in the Safaricom PESA statement.
When you talk about his PAs, kindly give their names.
I don't know the exact official names, but we have one Elias Rulite and another who is known as Rennie.
Maybe to refresh your memory, at paragraph 6, you've mentioned a Mr. Robinson Kiplagat.
Yes.
And Mr. Rennie Kipsan Ngetich.
Yes.
Are those the PAs you're talking about?
Yes.
But from the governor himself, has he directly ever asked you to send him money? And if so, where would he expect you to get that money from?
He asked me on some occasion to send him money. Yes, I did. And the proof is there. And I don't know where he was expecting me to get the money from. But basically, there are several occasions that he could ask, and maybe we just There's several humiliatory statements that he could use if he failed to.
When you talk of humiliatory statements, kindly, for the sake of the senators, what were the nature and terms of the humiliatory statements?
I think it's good if we just go to the, that you cannot even afford to send this much. You, at times, that is being silly. I remember one day when it was in loudspeaker, I had put in loud audio at the, when my family members were there. Unexpectedly, I caught some communication from him. And even my children and wife can attest to that. They kind of, when I showed that I could not afford to, told me that that is being silly. I've given you this job, and you cannot even send this little money. So it was, it affected me.
What time of the day was it when he made this request?
It was around approximately around 9:30.
PM or AM?
PM.
PM, okay.
Yeah.
So that was family time, I presume?
Yeah.
Kindly take us through the different transactions where money was requested from you and you sent the governor. Honorable Senators, kindly turn with me to volume 4A at pages 55 to 67, and the first transaction is to be found at page 56. Page 56 of volume 4A of the County Assembly's documents. Honorable Senators, from the top, if you count the 23rd transaction, you will come across a transaction, 23rd and 26th transaction from the top, if you are to count. Mr. Geoffrey, tell us what time that was, what transaction was that, and why you had to send money to the number attached therein.
Actually, this was it was in the evening, and I was asked to send the money. It was 30,000, but instead of sending 30,000, I made an error. I sent 3,000. After realizing, I had to resend 27 to make it 30.
Where did you get that money from?
The money was from my savings, and from my savings.
From your savings?
Yeah.
Let's look at the next transaction at page 20, transaction 26. Tell us what time it was.
Okay. The first one was 20:08 and 24 seconds.
That is at night.
At night.
8:08.
8:08 at night. Mm-hmm. And then another one was 8:09 at night.
To whom were you sending this money? Is it to the PAs or to the governor directly?
To the governor direct.
To the governor direct. Who made that request for the two transactions, the 23rd and 26th transaction? Was it the governor or the PA?
The governor.
The governor himself?
Yes.
Was the amount requested related to your work, to your normal duties?
No, it was not related to my normal duties.
But Mr. Geoffrey, were you under any obligation to send this money? You could have refused. Why did you have to attack your savings to give the monies to the governor?
I was not under any obligation, but because of the embarrassing statements and the coercing, I had to.
Let's go, Honorable Senators, to page 58, transaction 13. Page 58, transaction 13. There is a transaction there, Mr. Geoffrey. Kindly confirm what time it was, what time of the day it was.
The time is 14:12.
14:12?
Yes.
To whom did you send the money?
Not 14:12, it is 12:36, sorry.
12 a.m. or PM? Are you able to confirm?
This one was PM.
Okay. To whom did you send the money? And again, how much did you send?
I sent it to a number that I was directed to, which one of the peers was using, Roulette, alias Roulette, but when you send money, it is bringing the name Irene Chepkwony.
Irene Chepkwony.
Yeah.
You confirm that that number was attached to one of the peers. Kindly give us the name of that PA. We had Mr. Robinson Kiplagat and Rennie Kipsang Ngetich.
Robinson Kiblagat.
Robinson Kiplagat.
Kiblangat.
Okay. How much did you send?
It's 15,000.
15,000. Again, was that a request for money related to your work as a chief officer?
No.
It was not.
Not at all.
Was it for use, for any official use by the governor, to the best of your knowledge?
I'm not, but I don't think so.
You do not think so. Let us go to Honorable Senators, page 59, transaction 16. Again, there's an amount sent to the same Irene Chepkwony. How much was it?
It was 50,000 Kenya shillings.
50,000. What time of the day?
4:20 p.m.
4:20 p.m. Let's go to page 60, transaction 30. And I want you to pause there and tell me what you had to do to raise that money. To whom did you send the money?
To Irene Chepkwony.
Irene Chepkwony, the same person,
Yeah,
correct?
same person.
How much?
It's 40,000.
40,000. I noted that money that you send has a remark there. What is the remark?
The remark is Fuliza M-Pesa.
Fuliza M-Pesa. What does that mean?
Going beyond what you have in your account.
So at that time, did you have enough cash to send to the governor?
Actually, I did enough, but because of the pressure, I had to do that.
You had to borrow to satisfy the governor's request. Thank you. Page 61, transaction 34. Again, how much did you send to the governor?
50,000.
What time of the day?
5:55 p.m.
5:55 p.m. Did you have enough balance in your M-Pesa?
No, I did enough. I had to Fuliza as well.
Page 62, transaction 27. Again, are you able to see that?
Yes.
To whom did you send the money? What time of the day and how much?
To one of the PS Irene, alias Irene Chepkwony. It was at 5:06 p.m.
5:06 p.m. Let's go to page 64, transaction 6. Page 64, transaction 6. To whom did you send the money and what time of the day, how much?
I sent 40,000 to Ngetich Kipsang.
Who is Ngetich Kipsang?
One of the PS to the governor.
Was that request made by the governor or the PA?
By the governor, and then you are directed on the number that you're supposed to send to.
Thank you. Page 65. Sorry, page 67, transaction 23. How much did you send? What time of the day was it?
It was at 12:27. I sent it to Ngetich Kipsang. It was 2,000.
Thank you. Kindly look at your affidavit at paragraph 6 and give us the numbers, the three numbers that you have stated you'd send money through, and tell us to whom are those numbers registered. At paragraph 6 of the volume 2.
The first number that I sent the money to was 0705 81 0004. And
to whom is that number registered?
Just a minute. That is His Excellency the Governor, Dr. Erick Mutai.
The second number?
The second number is Robinson Kiblangat.
Give us the number for record purposes.
0706 579 476.
The third number?
0720 122 975.
To whom is that number registered?
Reni Kipsang Ngetich.
Thank you. How much in total, Geoffrey, can you tabulate from your M-Pesa statements that you confirm you sent to the governor either directly or through his proxies?
It's approximately 200,000. That is through M-Pesa.
Through M-Pesa, 200,000.
Approximately.
Are there instances where you send money through any other mode?
Cash, but they're
cash.
Yeah.
Are you able to approximate how much you sent through, rather you gave through cash?
I can't approximate at this time, but now the cash money were huge than the M-Pesa money.
So the amount you gave in cash was more than the 200,000?
Yeah.
How did you raise that amount? That you gave in cash?
Okay. Initially, it was through savings. Then I went on. At some point, I had to go for loan. At some point, I had to dispose of my property, including the vehicle that I had when I was going to the county government.
You sold your motor vehicle to give proceeds to the governor?
To support, to give the the cash money to meet the demands which were there.
Do you
and also parcel of land.
You sold your parcel of land?
Yes, not one, actually two.
And all that money you gave to the governor? Is that your testimony before the Senate?
It's not all the money, but the better part of the money.
How would you describe that conduct or the demand from the governor in your own assessment?
I think that is unexpected from a leader of that caliber, and also it's inhuman, especially after maybe from the savings that you are to use for your personal gains, but you end up maybe using it for other for other things,
Thank you, Geoffrey. Let's move on to the next issue. You have, and I want to refer you straight to paragraph 13, which, Honorable Senators, is at page 105. You have made an allegation about the procurement of a revenue management information system.
Yeah, actually, it came in relation with the derogatory remarks that were made by government against me when we had a full meeting between the CCs and the CEOs.
Before we get to the remarks,
yes,
which one came first? Is it the need for a procurement revenue management information system or the remarks?
No, the one which came first was the procurement of revenue management.
Kindly tell us about
information system.
Kindly tell us about this system.
As I joined county government, this revenue management system, which was there before, expired around February, and it was from then that I involved we had several discussions with the governor, His Excellency the Governor, about the acquisition of the new system. And during the first instances, there were some situations whereby people showed interest, and we could have one-on-one discussion with them, not one or twice occasions. But after interrogating, using some technical skills that I could put off some of the people who had interest in doing that. During the process, at some point I was asked to give my personal opinion as a technical expertise. I advised the governor that we can try, one, the in-house development, two, the government-to-government acquisition of system. And that is why early February we went to Kwale to do the benchmarking, because
Did the governor heed to your professional opinion, or what was his reaction towards your professional opinion?
During that time, when we were in the process of acquiring the system, we were still working in tandem. It was until the remarks that he made against me during the full meeting where we had the CCs and the COs, when he called, I gave out my opinion as a technical expertise and a person who understands what is related with it.
Tell us more about this meeting. Where was this meeting held?
It was held in the boardroom, governor's boardroom.
Who are the attendees of this meeting?
The CCs and the COs.
How many CCs in total?
The exact number of the CCs who attended then can be confirmed from the minutes, but it was approximately 90%.
90%.
Yeah.
And the chief officers, how many in your approximator?
The exact number can be confirmed again from the minutes, but it was approximately equally the same 90%.
What was the agenda of this meeting called by the governor?
It was it was related with having the general status of every department, and my department was to mention something related with the acquisition of revenue management system, and I gave out my stand.
When you gave your professional opinion in the presence of the CCs and chief officers, what did the governor tell you? What did the governor say? How did he react?
If I can remember vividly, is that he said, I thought you have physical disability alone. Kumbe, you have mental disability as well.
He said
and Makiu, it was in the presence of all the staff. It would have been even all the CCs and COs.
How did that make you feel, Geoffrey?
I felt, actually, it was too much to me. I felt like I was totally humiliated, because that is a derogatory statement that belittled me, tried to put me down. It affected me psychologically. I felt, because immediately after that I was forced again to go on leave. That is 2 weeks leave, which I signed the form, and to me I was seeing as a blessing, because I was going to rest and internalize the kind of humiliation I got in front of my colleagues. And it was too hard on me.
Thank you, Geoffrey and Paule. You said that you were forced to proceed for compulsory leave.
It was not compulsory. I was asked to fill the annual leave, 2 weeks.
Who requested you to do that?
The then county secretary.
The then county secretary. During the period of your leave, what transpired in respect of this procurement, revenue management, the revenue management information system? What happened in respect to its procurement?
The process of procuring revenue management system began. A team was constituted from the technical team. I don't know the details, the other details, but I am aware a team was constituted, And it went on through, there was advertisement, opening of tender, and evaluation of the bidder who was to be given the tender of developing a revenue management system.
Did the county government eventually procure this system?
No, it didn't procure, and I think it was the Office of Procurement, I think, is the one who gave out the guidelines, because the least bidder of the revenue management system was asking for approximately 68 million, and the money which was available was not sufficient. So I think I was kept out of the whole process, but it came out clearly that the revenue specialist, that is the director, advised them that it's against the procurement law to procure something or a project that you don't have sufficient funding.
What is the revenue management system that is in place now at Kericho?
The revenue management information system that is there is it's an online. I mean, it is end-to-end system which was developed in-house by the technical our county staff.
Is that in tandem with your initial professional opinion?
Yes.
Thank you. Why, in your assessment, would the governor of Kericho tell you that I thought you have a problem with your physical disability alone? Kumbe, you have mental disability as well. Why would the governor make such demeaning statements against a person living with disabilities, in your own understanding and assessment?
I might not be as okay. I can relate the forceful directive to go on leave and trying to procure the revenue management system, and because it was immediately after the derogatory remarks.
Thank you.
Which?
Okay, maybe we can move on to the next issue because of time. Geoffrey, your initial term, as per your letter of employment, was for 5 years, correct?
Yes.
What happened to your term of employment?
Initially, it was 5 years, but down the line, early this year, we were asked to sign. We were asked to sign a performance contract of 3 years.
When you said we were required to do that, who requested? Who made that request?
His Excellency, the Governor.
You have also alluded to, and did you eventually then sign a performance contract reviewing your employment term to 3 years?
Yes. After that, yes, I later signed, and it was all of us, the CEOs and the CCs.
You have also made an allegation against the governor at paragraph 20 about you being coerced to sign undated resignation letters in advance.
Yes.
When was this done?
It was on 27th March 2024 that we were summoned to the governor's boardroom, and we were instructed of the exercise that was waiting for us, and each CC, it was a pairing of CC and CO. We were to appear in the office of His Excellency the Governor, and we were coerced to sign a resignation letter in front of His Excellency the Governor and the then CE's County Secretary.
Why would the Governor make you sign an undated resignation letter?
We were forced to sign. I don't know the intention, but it was so clear that so that in the event that you fail to adhere to the demands or maybe his wishes, maybe you could just sign. Because at that time, you've been forced to sign the resignation, but the date was left blank.
Thank you. Eventually, you terminated your contract with the county government of Kericho. What were the reasons for you terminating the contract prematurely?
Towards the end of this last financial year, I was frequently coerced by the then again county secretary, that is Kirui Kipyegon. The first day he told me that there is the communication that I've been given by His Excellency is that you terminate the contract before the end of last financial year. At some point I told him that it's not on what basis, because one, I've not been summoned on any disciplinary issues. Two, to the best of my knowledge, I was delivering my mandate as in relation with the ICT-related issues, because not even one day were our data act, neither our systems will act. Because to me, I was not ready to. Later, there was consistent persuasion, finally to even a level when Kipyegon came up to, he called me, we met at the shopping center around my place. Later, he dropped me at home. I felt that that was too much intimidation. At some point, I told him, I thought you have the legal background and you know what it means, whatever. But later, we were asked, we were three, the CEOs, we were asked to meet His Excellency, the governor, one morning at a venue, ITC, Kericho. The three of us, the two never showed up. I showed up. I met His Excellency, the governor, Kirui Kipyegon Leonard, and the former MP Bureti, who is the current economic advisor to the governor. That is Elias Chaman Buch.
Thank you. So the harassment that led to you terminating the contract, can you directly attribute it to the governor, or it was through other people?
I can fully attribute it to the governor, because himself, the governor, told me that when somebody is no longer interested in working with you, you have to pack and go. So I felt like it was a splash on my face, because I didn't come based on the physical appearance. I came through the competitive process. And also, these are the things that I was, Section 16 of the PWD Act 2025, which is talking about persons with disability have the right to humanity and the right to dignity. And in that dignity, it deserves respect and protection. So I didn't see that, because during the process of 3 years, it was a dark season to me. And also, I was seeing as this happened to me, but I'm sure that there are several other persons with disability who are suffering the same silently. So that is why it's good to speak it out. And I remember at some point I told the then county secretary that the day I'll tell His Excellency, I'll get ill, because it was too much for me. And I just think of, what about those other persons with disability who have been going through the same humiliation, derogatory statements against the Constitution of Kenya, Article 54.
Thank you. So is this part of a healing process for you? Do you feel that it's the beginning of a healing process?
After mentioning this, I think it's part of my healing process.
Thank you.
And only that, yes, I know it is a bitter truth, but maybe I'll request the Senate for the protection. I know I've spoken it plainly from my heart without any other ill motive.
Thank you, Geoffrey.
To me and both my family.
Thank you, Geoffrey, so much for your testimony, and my apologies on behalf of the people of Kenya for what you went through. That is all for this witness, Madam Speaker, sir. Madam Speaker, sorry, I'm used to Mr. Speaker, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Counsel for County Assembly, your time left is 2 hours and 21 minutes. It's displayed there. I think we can now move on to Counsel for Governor for cross-examination.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, Mr. Bate.
Good evening to you, Counsel.
Yes. Mr. Bate, I would like you to understand me. I will ask you my questions with the greatest respect. I do not mean to demean you or to disrespect you, so I hope you don't mind the questions I'll be asking you. Now, could we start with the last comment you made? You said that as a consequence of the opportunity you have been afforded here, you are feeling a process of healing already. You didn't hear my question, or you are opposed to answering the question?
No, I'm digesting what you are implying.
Do you want me to repeat?
Kindly.
Okay. So, my learned friend asked you whether as a result of having come here and said you are beat, you have started a healing journey. And my recollection is that you said, yes, I have started healing.
Healing is a continuous process.
Yes.
So it is part of the healing process.
Which has started today?
No, it is part of the healing process.
Okay, it's part of the healing process.
Yeah.
And the healing process will be greatly helped by people believing what you've said here.
Not believing, okay, it could be believing,
Yeah.
but basically pouring out what His Excellency,
Okay.
derogatory, the kind of remarks he made against me.
Okay. So
And,
let
and
me
not
move-
only me, and also to the people living
Okay.
with disability.
Thank you. I'll move on to a different issue. Am I right to summarize your complaints in this, in your testimony as being 3 issues? The first one is that you were constrained to send money by the governor. Is that one of your allegations, isn't it?
Constrained or forced?
Coerced, yes.
Yes, the demand was there.
Yes, that's one. The second one is that you were asked to divert public money. Did you say that?
No.
No issue of diverting public money.
Yes.
Okay. So the second one then is a question of being belittled.
It is it's not only that belittling.
Yes.
It is a constitutional requirement that you should not call names.
Yes.
To the persons living with disability.
Yes.
That are leading to demeaning,
Yes.
derogatory remarks, and
Yes.
also belittling them.
Okay. Okay. And so one of your complaints is that you have been belittled. Now,
Especially on the side of
yes.
Kumbe, you are mentally, and I've never been to any mental assessment whatsoever.
Okay.
The only assessment that I've appeared before is the physical assessment. So I don't know what the governor.
Okay.
got
Let me
that
just ask you
analysis
then.
from.
I intended to come to that later on, but let me just ask you at this point. You said that the governor made those comments. You've very specifically quoted them at paragraph. At paragraph 15 of your statement, where you say, I thought you have a problem, and so on and so forth.
No, he said, I thought you have the physical disability alone. Kumbe, you have mental disability as well.
Okay.
Which it's good to be recorded that I've never appeared before any mental assessment
I
whatsoever.
I understand that. And it's just your word, isn't it? You have nothing to back up that he said that, do you?
Yeah.
Huh? Other than your
It's
word?
not my word, it is the word. I'm just returning the same words to
I'm
His
saying
Excellency. Yeah.
The proposition that the governor said it is what you are saying. It's not captured
Yes.
in a document or anything.
Yes.
Okay. Now, on all these allegations you've made about the governor, may I ask you, so you've, in paragraph 24 and 25, and in your testimony today, in paragraph 24, you said the rights under Article 54 have been violated. You remember saying that in your affidavit?
54, it is Article 54.
Yes. I'm on a timely
subsection 1A.
Yes, I'm on a
Specific-
timely show. Just
and-
answer
and
my
also
question. No,
section
which question are you
16,
answering now, Mr.
The
Bate?
same. And also
You've
section
answered
6.
my question. I'm okay with the answer.
No, and 16, section 16 of PWD Act 2025.
Okay, thank you. Actually, I wanted to ask you that. Now, is it something that you've just learned today, or you knew it even as far back as when you are resigning in the year June in 2025 when you are resigning?
Mhm.
Is it something you've just learned today or something you always knew, even when you're at work, since 2022?
It is something that has been deep in me, and it has
My question
I've been
is,
going through.
Mr. Bett, my
Yes.
question is, you've made specific reference to provisions of law which according to you were violated, isn't it? And my question is, when did that realization that some of your rights have been violated, is it a realization that has come today, yesterday, or it was there as way back as 2022 when you started experiencing these challenges?
For the Constitution of Kenya,
Please just answer my
no,
question.
for the Constitution of Kenya,
No,
I
you're
knew.
not answering.
I knew
Mr.
from
Speaker,
then.
sir, Mr. Speaker, Madam, I am really struggling with time, and I wish the witness could just answer my question. Let me ask you my question again. It's okay.
Yes.
So you've said there are violations of Article 54, and you're right under Section 16 of the Disabilities Act, isn't it? And all I'm asking you is, when did you realize that those rights exist? Is it in 2022 when you're going through all this, or in 2025 when you resigned? Or now as you come to testify?
Immediately when I was abused. But for
When
the
you're abused.
But for the act, it was
Just wait for the question.
It
Please,
was-
just wait for the question.
when it was approved in this.
Okay.
yeah.
So then, having made that realization, have you ever made any report to the police that your rights have been violated?
First, the process that
Please
I went
answer
through,
my question. Have you made any report to the police?
no, but to the leadership
Okay.
of person with
Next
disability
question,
in Kericho County.
next question, Mr. Bett. Have you made any complaints? Who is your employer, the Kericho County government? Is it Public Service Board?
Yes.
Have you made any complaint to the Public Service Board?
No, because I was restrained by the person with
Listen to the
disability.
question. That's all. I'm
protect them.
satisfied.
Yeah.
You also say that at various points you are, I know you've retracted today in the course of your testimony that you are not compelled to take compulsory leave, but in your affidavit you said you are forced to take compulsory leave, but you say you are not forced.
I was forced.
You are forced to take compulsory
To
leave.
sign.
Then you said you are also forced to change your terms of employment, isn't it?
Yes.
And eventually you resigned, isn't it?
Yes.
Have you filed a civil suit to complain that your rights to employment have been violated?
I've not because
You have not.
Because the working environment was not favorable to me. So coming back to my former employer, I think it was good for me.
Who would you be filing a civil suit? Would you be filing a civil suit to the county, to the governor, or to the county, or to court?
I think that information
You don't know where you'd go.
Yeah.
You don't know. You don't know. You don't know where you'd file a civil suit?
Maybe it would be through the legal process. I
Yes.
don't want to answer. I don't
You
know
prefer
that.
not to answer that.
Yeah.
Now, you say you are compelled to go on leave, isn't it?
Yes.
Were you written a letter telling you to go on compulsory leave, or you initiated that request?
The CS, okay, the CS called me
Let's
to his
talk about
office.
documents. Let's leave alone words. Is it you who wrote saying, I'm writing to request to go on leave, or a letter or memo was written to you saying, please, Mr. Bett, proceed on compulsory leave?
I was coerced by the former county secretary, verbally.
Through a memo,
I'm saying verbally.
verbally?
Yes.
And then in writing?
I filled the form
Yes.
to proceed on leave.
And that form entails the request that I'm requesting to go on leave, isn't it?
Yes.
So you requested, on document, you requested to go on leave.
But after
On the face of the document, just leave it like that. The face of the document for you going on leave says you are requesting to go on leave, isn't it?
yes, but coercion was there.
Okay. Now, the resignation in June 2025, who wrote the letter of resignation?
I did. After coercion as well.
Okay. And did you bring that letter to, you have not annexed it to your case, isn't it?
It was there, but I have it in soft copy and I can
That's
get
not what I'm asking. I'm asking, in the affidavit you've brought to these honorable senators, you've not annexed a copy of that letter of resignation.
It was there.
You've not annexed anyway. Okay.
No, it was there.
Okay.
It was there. I
Okay.
forwarded it to
You will
for
ask
compiling.
you'll ask my colleagues, they didn't put it there. But in that letter, you've given the reason why you are resigning, isn't it?
I didn't mention the reason. I said just I'm resigning.
You said you are resigning.
Yeah.
So somebody looking at the documents will see on the face of it that Mr. Bate has chosen to resign, isn't it?
But there are proof and witness who coerced me.
Is that in writing?
No, the FAPO.
That's not in writing. Okay. Now, you also say at paragraph 13 to 14, there were advertisements for filling up certain positions of revenue management information system. That's part of your case, isn't it?
Not filling, procuring.
Procuring.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said you expressed reservations. You said at paragraph 14 up to 15, you expressed reservations and there were consequences on you, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Did you put those reservations in writing, Mr. Bate?
No, I didn't.
You did not.
No.
Okay. And the advert inviting people procuring the revenue management information system, is it signed off by the governor? Is it him who has said, I, governor, am advertising for, I'm procuring revenue management information system?
I was kept in darkness. It happened during the time when I was in.
So did you see the advert? Did you see the procurement?
I saw the advert on the paper.
Did you see the name of governor in that procurement?
Normally for adverts, it's the procurement.
It's procurement department?
Yeah.
So governor's name does not appear there, does it?
But
Just answer the question. The document inviting procurement, is governor's name there?
all county staff are under governor.
Please answer my question.
Yes.
You saw the document, you said that, isn't it?
Yes.
Is governor's name anywhere in it?
No.
It's not there. Okay. You also say at the time of your resignation, there were multiple times when a gentleman by the name Kipyegon came to you.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah.
Was it Kipyegon?
Kipyegon Kirui.
Kipyegon Kirui.
The-
And
the
how
former
are you connecting
county
that to the,
secretary.
how are you connecting that to the governor?
By then he was the he was the acting county secretary,
Yes.
and he told me that that was the directive from His Excellency.
So your testimony is that he told you that the governor had sent him.
Yes, but at some instance we had to meet the three of us.
Mhm.
Yeah, he called me. We met governor,
Mhm.
Kipyegon Kirui, and the governor's economic advisor.
Now, when you are changing your contract from 5 years to 3 years, the explanation that was given to you was it is related to the contract performance appraisals, isn't it?
Yes.
It is what you have said in your affidavit?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any document in this Senate today to show that you are performing so well that you are eligible for extension of the term or renewal of the contract?
No assessment was
You don't-
conducted
you don't
to
have-
all CEOs, not only me.
Okay. Yeah, that's the second question. So first of all, you don't have any appraisal distinguishing you in any way, isn't it?
I was not taken through, I was not assessed.
Okay. Now, the change of the terms was not isolated to you. It was, you were not isolated. It's not like you are targeted. It involved many other CEOs, isn't it?
Not many, 3.
3.
Yeah.
And who was, you signed that contract with who?
I signed the contract with the, is it the people signed or witnessed by? All the CEOs and CCs signed the contract.
With who? It is a contract, so it's two parties.
Yeah.
So like you signed with who?
I signed with the,
Public Service Board?
no,
Yeah.
the CC signed with the governor, and then I signed with the CC.
Okay, so you didn't sign with the governor. If you are CC, you'd have signed with the governor, isn't it?
That is the practice which was there.
Okay. So even as you rope in the governor in this, number one, it involved many people, and number two, you did not, it's not like governor was sitting with you and saying, let's redo the contract, did he?
Finally, he told me, I'm not interested in working with you.
And that's your word of mouth, isn't it?
In the presence, their witness.
Have you called those witnesses?
It was in the presence of the governor's economic advisor and Kirui Kipyegon.
Mr. Bate, thank you so much for answering my questions. I hope I wasn't unfair to you, was I?
You are biased in a way.
I was biased.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much for answering my questions. That's all, Madam Speaker.
Not to me, to persons with disability, because these are derogatory statements which really touches on humanity and also the dignity and respect for persons with disability.
Okay.
I'm sorry for the kind of taking me through that, and it's okay.
I want to apologize. What particularly did I say that has offended you, Mr. Bay? I want to apologize for it. What have I said that has offended you?
It's just
the way I've asked you questions.
The humanity aspect of it.
The way I've asked questions.
No, maybe it is within in line of your duties, but
yes.
I feel...
Yes, I would like you to understand me in that sense. It was in line of duty, but I want to apologize if you feel offended. I didn't intend to offend you. So, thank you, Madam Speaker.
Counsel for Governor, you have 1 hour 44 minutes left. Over back to Counsel for County Assemblies.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I have just a few questions in the exam. Geoffrey, you have been asked whether you have made any form of complaint against the conduct of the governor. So my direct question is, have you ever made any complaint against the conduct of the governor?
Against the conduct?
Yes.
No.
You have not?
Yes.
Have you talked to, because I remember correctly,
is that speaker on?
Yes.
Please adjust it.
It is, Madam Speaker. Thank you. I remember you mentioning the Association of People Living with Disabilities. Did you make any complaint of your treatment by the governor to that association?
Yes, I made to the chair and the Association for Persons with Disability, Kericho County, and also to the ambassador of persons with disability about the next step. I wanted to take the step of terminating the contract then, but I was told by the Association of Persons with Disability that I remain a little bit because it would affect negatively going forward on the employment of persons with disability, because they would think that I didn't serve to the fullest.
Is the fact that you have not taken any legal action against the governor an indication that you are not violated in any way by the governor?
No.
Lastly, the request to review your term of contract, was it made directly by the governor or through other officials of the county?
It was through, it was in a meeting headed by His Excellency the Governor, and it was through the Governor, and also squarely the directive was from His Excellency in his boardroom.
In his very boardroom. Thank you very much, Geoffrey. Madam Speaker, that will be all for Mr. Geoffrey, unless the honorable senators have any questions for him.
I think you may now move to your next witness. So he may be sworn in.
Thank you, and I requested for me to protect to family and high.
Madam Speaker, the witness is making a specific request to the House. I have no capacity to make that.
Are you not here? Yes.
Speaker, Madam, there is that first request. I'd requested about the protection to me and to my family members after appearing on this particular hearing. Thank you.
Now, your request has actually been noted, so it will be taken into account.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Next witness, please.
Our next witness, Madam Speaker, is Edna Chepkirui Tonui. Affidavit is to be.
Just hold on and hold the time. Can I have the two leaders, please? Majority and minority, please. Now, for the first witness we had, we would like to request that he doesn't leave so that in case the senators have any clarifications later, they will actually seek that clarification. Now, for the next witnesses, we will actually seek those clarifications immediately after re-examination. So can we swear in the next witness, please?
I, Edna Chepkirui Tonui, do swear solemnly that the evidence that I shall give before the Senate in respect of the matters before the Senate shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you, Edna. Kindly state your full names for record purposes and what you do for livelihood.
I'm Edna Chepkirui Tonui. Currently, I'm a business lady as well as a farmer.
Previously, what was your engagement or relationship with the county government of Kericho?
I was a CC in the Department of Agriculture, Livestock and Cooperatives Management until the 23rd of December 2024.
What was the recruitment process for you? Was it competitive or it was a direct nomination by the governor?
It was competitive.
By competitive, what do you exactly mean?
I mean the positions were advertised, we applied, and then we went through a panel and we were selected. After that, we were vetted by the County Assembly of Kericho, and our names were forwarded to the governor for appointment.
So do you term your employment as being on merit?
Yeah, it is. It was on merit.
Thank you. You have also talked about in your affidavit at paragraph 4 that your employment was terminated on 23rd of December 2024.
Actually, when I remember, it's just very emotional for me. On the 23rd of December, I was seated with my family, ready for dinner, and then on Facebook, my son is telling me, Mom, are you aware you've been dismissed? What did you do? And then I was like, no, it can't happen. My son told, but it is in the Facebook page of the governor. Why are you saying it's not so? Then checking on it, I saw 6 of us have been dismissed on a 23rd at 7 p.m. on a Facebook page without prior notification that we will be terminated. It was so sad. On a 23rd of, we were going for Christmas to enjoy with our children. Here we are. You are being told, go home.
Thank you. Kindly point to the senators the specific page where that Facebook post is contained.
The Facebook page, it's on page 73.
73 of volume 4.
Volume 4A.
4A.
Yeah.
Can you confirm that that is the official page, Facebook of the governor?
Yeah, it is.
Proceed and briefly read to the senators the comments that were made by the governor in that Facebook post.
For immediate release, reorganization of government, pursuant to Section 179 of the Constitution of Kenya and County Government Act, Section 30(2)(3), I, Honorable Erick Mutai, PhD, Governor, Kericho County, in exercise of executive authority, have made the following changes in the county government executive. Pursuant to paragraph 23 of the section of the service of the county executive, together with section 41 of the County Government Act number 17 of 2012, I have given notice to termination of contract to the following county executive members. A, Honorable Kipruta Malel. B, Honorable Rosemary Rob. C, Honorable Edna Tanui, that is me. D, Honorable Leonard Ngetich. E, Honorable Bernard B. Honorable Brian Langat.
Thank you. Prior to that Facebook post, had you been subjected to any disciplinary action?
No.
By the County Public Service Board or the governor himself or any other known mechanism in law?
No.
You had not?
Yeah.
Was this the first time you were hearing about the termination of your employment?
It was the first time, and at first I didn't believe it. Only to see now the comments from people on Facebook telling us, Pole, it was humiliating. In my 50 years that I've lived, I've never been subjected to such a thing.
Pole, Edna, eventually, did you ever get any official communication from the county?
On the 24th, I got a message from the governor's secretary telling us to go and pick the letters, which I didn't go for it on that day because already I had traveled out for Christmas holiday with my family, so I picked my letter on the 27th of December.
What was the reason given for your termination?
The reasons given for the termination were executive order. It was therefore the executive order number 1 of 2022, 1 of 2023, and executive order 1 of 2024, which in those executive orders, it was just the normal rearrangement of government where you are transferred from one department to another department, of which at no one point I was transferred and I refused to move. In the 2 years I served in Kericho County, I was in health department when I joined. That was in 4th of November 2022. In April 2023, I was moved to Public Service Management, PSM, and I moved without question. I handed over. On the 26th of October 2023, I was moved from PSM to agriculture, and that is where I exited from.
Had you received any form of notice to show cause or
No.
an appraisal of any kind?
None at all.
None. Edna, then, why would the governor abruptly on his Facebook page dismiss you from employment?
Up to date, I can tell this house I've never known, but I have some instincts are telling me maybe because I was unable to continue giving out the money the way he used to sometimes tell us to support him in the fundraisers, but we had committed our payslips, we were unable to still support. So at that point, I just told myself maybe that could be one of the reasons.
You have made a serious allegation there. Did the governor make request for you to provide money to him at any given time?
I did.
Honorable Senators, let's turn to page 79 of our volume 4A, transaction 101. Page 80, transaction 35. Page 80, transaction 35. Edna, kindly tell us whether you made any transaction, to whom, what time, and how much was it?
This is a transaction which was done on the 30th of June.
Counsel, please guide senators on the exact.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's page 80, yes. Transaction 35.
Which one is that? Please guide them.
I mean, we have to count physically because these are transactions, honorable senators. It is four from the bottom. 4 from the bottom.
4 from the bottom?
Yes. In volume 4A. It's actually number 5. Number 5 from the bottom. Page 80. To whom was that money sent, Edna?
To one Dr. Erick Mutai, who is the governor, Kericho County.
How
from
much
my
was it?
M-Pesa number 0722-734522.
How much was it?
10,000.
Page 81, the next page, the last transaction, honorable senators. How much was sent and to whom? The last transaction at page 81.
It was on date 23rd of June 2024, again to Dr. Erick Mutai, 30,000 from my M-Pesa.
Page 82, the 5th transaction from the top.
Is that 20?
Page 82, transaction 5 from the top. How much and to whom?
It was from my M-Pesa to Dr. Erick Mutai, 20,000.
Page 83, transaction 22 from the top. Page 83, transaction 22 from the top.
Yeah, this was in December, 24th of December, 2023. I sent 100,000 to His Excellency Dr. Erick Mutai from my M-Pesa to his M-Pesa line.
Page 84, transaction 30.
That was on 17th of December, 2023, to Dr. Erick Mutai from my M-Pesa, 40,000 to his M-Pesa.
Page 85, transaction 31. How much and to whom?
It was on 14th of November, 2023. That is to Dr. Erick Mutai. This is 10,000 from my M-Pesa.
How were these requests made, Edna?
The requests were made Through phone calls, you are called, you are told, I have something urgent to attend to Waziri. Kindly send me some 10,000, 20,000, or sometimes you would say, I need some 100,000 if you don't have. Send maybe like 20, 50 if you have. Sometimes he would give me the phone numbers of his PA. There is one Robinson Keplangat and Reni Kipsang, who normally the governor would call and tell me, I need some amount, put to this line, and the rest is just there.
Are there instances where you gave money in any other form other than M-Pesa?
There are other forms, but I cannot prove here, so I wouldn't want even to dwell on that.
How much money, in your estimation, have you given to the governor pursuant to his requests?
From what I estimate via M-Pesa, direct to him and through to the aides, is close to 1.6 million.
1.6 million?
Yeah.
And where was the source of this money, Edna?
Before I joined the county government of Kericho, I used to work in Uasin Gishu as a career civil servant, Ministry of Health, as a senior public health officer, until when I got the job. I took early retirement, which I was not ready for it anyway, but nevertheless I did. And I'm a business lady. I run an hardware. I'm a landlady. I have residential houses, so I have many businesses. So that is the source of my income, and I also do farming.
Thank you. Let's go to paragraph 23 of your affidavit at page 101. There was an incident that was alluded to by a witness who preceded you. You have also highlighted the same incident in your affidavit. Can you kindly tell us what you meant at paragraph 23?
Okay, on that day, there was a meeting at the boardroom. After the meeting, the governor told us to go to his office. Unfortunately for myself, I didn't go, because already I knew the first team who had gone there, they were forced to sign a resignation in a blank. So I told myself, I cannot take myself to a slaughterhouse. Let it come, if it will come, in a different style. But I'll not sign.
So you did not sign for?
I didn't sign any blank resignation. I didn't.
Thank you. In respect to the remarks made against Mr. Geoffrey, you have also alluded to that fact, that you were in that meeting, correct?
Yes, it's unfortunate, and for me as a mother, it really pains, because no one chooses to have a certain child, and if nature makes you to be whom you are, no one should ridicule anyone. It's unfortunate. It's not only for the former CEO, Geoffrey, but who the governor used to use so many words to describe him as a person. I thought this young man was just physically disabled. He's also mentally disabled, which is, for a mother like me, it's painful, and it's unfortunate to come from a leader. So such words are heavy. Even as he used to, like, demeaning us in cabinet, you are clueless CCs. Then at some point I would sit and ask myself, fine, I could be clueless, but why are you asking money from a clueless CC?
Thank you. I think we've already addressed that, Edna. The question is, were you present when the governor uttered those specific words?
Yes.
Thank you. You are before Senate to testify on the governor's conduct, and you have highlighted that at paragraph 2. What are the specific complaints you have against the governor? What are the violations that you are accusing the governor of?
One, the unlawful termination of my contract, which he made me to take an early retirement at an age of 50. I still had another 10 years to work in the public service. But he decided to offer me a job for 5 years, which I signed the contract, but early, 2 years, he decided to terminate the contract without the proper procedure.
Does the law, specifically the Employment Act and the County Government Act, give the governor mandate to arbitrarily terminate the employment of a CC?
Through a procedure.
Through a procedure. Was that procedure followed?
No.
Thank you very much, Edna. Madam Speaker, that is all for this witness.
Counsel for County Assembly, you now have 2 hours, 1 minute. We now move on to cross-examination. Counsel for Governor.
Good evening, Madam Edna.
Good evening, Wakili.
Your complaints mainly are to the issue of your termination and your complaint about being asked to remit money, isn't it? Okay. Now I'd like us to start with the issue of termination. Now, you have an extra copy of your employment. You have an extra copy of your employment contract, which is at page 72 of volume 4A, isn't it? You recall annexing it, isn't it? Your letter of employment.
Yes.
And it is, Honorable Senators, I'm referring to Assembly's bundle, volume 4A, page 68 to 71. Sorry, to page 72. Now, could you confirm that indeed
Did you say page 72?
Yes, page 68 to 72, and my interest is in page 72, clause number 23. Edna, could you confirm that that contract provided that your relationship could be terminated by a notice?
Yes, I was aware.
Yes, and it's a 1 month notice, isn't it?
I'm aware of that.
And you're given 1 month notice of termination, isn't it?
Yes.
You confirm that, okay. Now, number 2 is, it is true also that as we speak now, you have filed a case in court challenging your termination.
We don't have any case.
You did not file any case?
We withdrew the case.
Or you withdrew the case?
Yes, so we don't have any case.
You don't have any case as we speak?
Yes.
It is also true that you attempted to get the court to give an order to stay your termination, isn't it?
Yes, at that time, before the end of our termination.
And it was unsuccessful?
Yes.
Okay. And Madam Edna, being the knowledgeable person that you are, if you are genuinely aggrieved and you felt you had an entitlement in the sense of the termination of your employment, it is the court that would have determined that issue, isn't it? Is there any expectation on your part that this Senate can give you back your job?
I'm not here to be given back my job.
Okay. So if you are aggrieved about your termination and you wanted redress, you would have maintained your case in court, isn't it?
I'm here because of the abuse of office.
Okay, I'll leave that question there. Now, you said you took us through various pages where you said you send money to His Excellency.
Yes.
Could we look at one of them? The first entry, could you tell us again where what your first claim of remittance of the money is where? Could you just indicate to us? It was page?
80.
Yeah?
There is 80.
Should
There
we say
is
that?
81.
81, page 81. Now, could we look at that entry at page 81? Could you tell the honorable senators the name indicated there? Just say out the name.
It's Mutai Erick.
It's written Mutai Erick. Yes. Could you confirm that his phone number is not indicated on the exhibit you have brought to court?
It is indicated.
Does it show all the numbers? Does it show his full number?
It is normal for M-Pesa not to show the full name, not to show the full number, but I'm 100% sure he's the one, and I'm the one who did the transaction. I'm 100% sure.
Okay. I will ask you the question again. I don't know which question you're answering. I'll ask you the question again. Page 81, you have shown and contended that Erick Mutai, who you show at the bottom, is the governor. Could you again answer the question I've asked you? Does it show the full number of the governor there?
It shows hash *2547 and then stars 004.
So it doesn't show
and then
the full.
Mutai Erick.
So it doesn't show the full number name.
It doesn't
number,
show the full number, but
Thank you.
is
That's all I
the
was
governor.
asking you. That's all I was asking you, madam. And that is the same with all the transactions, isn't it?
It's normal for M-Pesa
That's not the
settlement.
question.
That is how it's removed.
Edna, that's not the question. The question is, all the interest you've taken us through doesn't have the full number, isn't it?
It doesn't.
Thank you. Now, part of your contention is that whose money was this you are sending?
My money.
It's your personal money?
Yes.
Okay. And how was the requisition for this money made?
Through phone calls.
Through phone calls.
Yes.
Now, apart from the Exhibit 81, the exhibits of the M-Pesa's dispatch that you've shown us, have you presented to this court any call logs that His Excellency called you to tell you, please send me any money?
If need be, I can present.
Please answer my question. As you stand there, have you brought anything to show that indeed His Excellency called you?
I have some messages from him.
I've asked you, have you brought any call logs?
I can present, I have.
You don't have with you here?
I have.
Have you annexed to your affidavit?
It's not in the affidavit,
Okay.
but I have it.
Now, did you say, in fairness to Governor, that he would call you and say, kindly send the money? Did you say that?
Yeah,
your advocate asked you how
you want me to use the name, the words that he normally uses, or I just put it? Yeah, he calls you. Waziri, I have a fundraiser, or I have something to sort, send this money. When you say I don't have that, look even for, if you can get 20, if you can get that, maybe that he had asked for 100 and I don't have the 100, he will tell me, send even 50.
Now, and he would request you?
I wouldn't call it a request because sometimes when you say I don't have, you get insults.
And have you captured that insult anyway?
Yeah, if I can remove my call logs, you'll just be muffled.
From the way you are so unhappy, you obviously would have produced them if they were there, isn't it, Edna?
If I can be given a chance, I can produce them.
I will move on to a different issue, madam. Now, you say in your affidavit, you said you've sent him about 1.6 million, 1.5 million, but in your testimony today, you say it's 1.6. So is it 1.5 or 1.6?
I said more than 1.5.
More than 1.5.
Yeah.
But the truth of it is that what you've presented, assuming to us is because we don't have his full names, we don't have his full numbers. Assuming it was true, what you've shown us does not exceed 200,000, does it?
300.
About 300.
Yes.
And for the difference of what you say, you don't have anything, do you?
I have them.
Do you have it here
Yes.
in the...
Yeah, it is there.
Okay. in the M-Pesa printout that you've given us? Is it in the M-Pesa printout that you've given us?
M-Pesa to Irene Chepkwony. And Nyatich Kipsang. Both of them are the PAs to the governor.
And it is your presumption that when you send it to those people, they are giving it to governor?
I don't assume, because I send the money after I get a call from the governor himself.
But you don't have any call logs to say that the correlation between the two?
I've said if given a chance to produce, if need be, I'll produce them. I'll go to Safaricom and I'll get them.
Madam Speaker, that's all I have for this witness.
Thank you, Counsel for Governor. You have 1 hour 34 minutes. Counsel for County Assembly, any re-examination?
None, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable Senators, anybody with a question for the witness before we step down? Senator Boni Khalwale.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I'm a little bit lost. I would like Keegan to help me. Keegan, the witness has attempted to demonstrate how she gave the money to the governor. And now, from your cross-examination, you're giving me the impression that you are watering that evidence down because there's no evidence of the conversation or correspondence between the witness and your client. Do you have any information that you have in your possession?
Senator Halwale?
Yes.
You're actually verifying from the witness, not from the
true.
counsel. Yeah.
But you see, I want that clarity. The witness has attempted to convince us that she sent this money. We have it. But the weight of that witness seems to be, evidence seems to be being taken away.
Senator Halwale, the person you want to ask, is there a particular question you want the witness to reassert, to reaffirm, or you don't have any? It's not a question to the counsel.
Madam Chair, if it was in the absence of the other parties, I would have told you what I think about what you have told me. So I'll restrain myself for that respect and step down that question. But think about, you are trying to gag me. Madam CC, if you had not been sacked, would you still have given this evidence?
Yeah, I would have given whenever asked to.
Yes, Madam Speaker, I just want clarification from the witness. She mentioned that the money she was allegedly sending to the governor is from our savings. But having gone through our statements, I can see a number of deposits that were made into our account. So I just wanted to clarify, at page 80, you received money from Paul Misik, 50,000. Page 8, you received money from Janet Koech, 10,000. The same page, you received money from Beatrice Kiptanui, 10,000. Yes? Paul.
Senator Mogeni.
Money paid in means what? Is a deposit. Yeah, so I believe I'm on the, withdrawn is the second last column, paid in is the first one. Yeah, so that's, and then I can see at page 81, 84,000. So can I just get a clarification from you? And then at page 83, there are a number of deposits there, 50,000, 150, 150, 100. I just wanted to hear from you. What was the purpose of these deposits? And did you use these deposits again to send the same money to governor?
Okay, through the chair, I think there is a statement that I put across that I'm a business lady. And in business, there is a way you transact even using your phone. Like the Paul Misik, which you have mentioned, that is my uncle. He had borrowed me some money and he was returning it. So I normally do a lot of transactions using my registered mobile number. I have only one M-Pesa number, which is the one line that I'm using. I don't have two, I have one.
Can we move on to the next question? I don't think the witness has to explain transactions that have nothing to do with this hearing. Senator Tabitha Mutinda. Senator Osotsi. Oh. I haven't seen, sorry.
Well, I want to find out from the witness, just in line with the question that has been posed by Senator Morgan, to confirm or deny that actually, from experience, because we know these things, that maybe some of the money that you are forwarding to the governor were process of corruption. Mm-hmm. Given that it is clear that some payments were made to you as well before you transferred to the governor.
Chair, I can confirm there was no money which was paid to me from anywhere from the proceeds of corruption to forward to the governor, not at any one time.
Senator Cherarke, quickly, 1 minute.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. Madam Witness, mine will be very short. You said you were fired on 23rd of December via Facebook post. At that point, before you were fired, how was your relationship with the governor? And in your own opinion, what should have been the best way for the governor to dismiss you? And finally, when you are being hired as CCM, did the governor at any instance advise you that you are becoming CCM so you'll be contributing in all Harambes in Kericho? I thank you, Madam Speaker, and I yield.
Okay, let me respond from the first to the last. When, at the last point of, before we were dismissed, I would say personally, I didn't see it coming. That's why I was actually like surprised. I couldn't believe it. Because the last meeting, or an official meeting we had was in Naivasha, where we had met to present the departmental progress. It was a combined meeting between the executive and the county assembly. And after that, we were given leave. We break for Christmas from 23rd up to 2nd of January, only to get it on Facebook. You have been fired. It was a bitter Christmas gift, I can say, to this house. Nevertheless, I told myself, we are in a world whereby you don't see things coming. I've known His Excellency the Governor before even he became the governor, and I wouldn't imagine he would do such a thing. But that's water under the bridge. It's been done, and that's over. To your second question, at no one point were we told that we are supposed to contribute for the Harambes when we were coming in during the induction. It just came in afterwards that actually, as CCs, we are supposed to be supporting the governor for the fundraisings.
Senator Mungatana.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just a quick one for Madam Witness. You have mentioned before the Senate in your evidence that your contribution that you can give evidence on is about 300,000, but the contribution that you have been giving to the governor is in excess of 1.5 million. I just wanted you to maybe clarify to my mind and to the Senate, how are you giving this other money, the difference, the 1.2, how was it? Was it cash? Was it bank transfer? How was it being given? And still on that, I'm sure you sound very well read, very well educated. You must have known you are coming to this Senate. Did you not plan to, buttress the 1.2 million difference? How are you going to explain it? Or was it a statement that was given in bitterness because of the mode at which you were fired? Or what was it? I want you to clarify to myself and to the House. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Okay.
Let Senator Onyonka ask his, and then you answer both. Senator Onyonka.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. CC, I don't know whether this question should be directed to you or directed to your counsel, because I've seen two of you as being the critical witnesses for this.
Senator Onyonka, the questions are to the witness. Clarify something that the witness has said.
I am just going, I shouldn't have gone that way. Let me do this. Do you find anything that is uncomfortable with you being a witness who has worked with the governor and he has fired you, including the gentleman who was there, he was also fired? What does that make you feel? Does the governor fire you after you've done something wrong, or does he fire you after you've refused to do something wrong, which then has put you in the position you are in? Thank you. I just needed that clarity.
Okay, Madam Speaker, I'll start from the one from the senator from Mungatana. That is the 1.2 million. I have proof, and it is here. It is through the PAs. What I gave directly through M-Pesa to the governor is the 300. But the other 1.2 is through his personal assistants, the two of them. On the issue of Senator Onyonga, to me, in my own understanding, it could be when you refuse to do the wrong things that you're expected to do is when you are fired.
Honorable Senators will now step down that witness and move on to okay, one minute, quickly. Senator Mandago.
Thank you very much, Chair. I just want to ask the witness. Is it that you are testifying over this matter because you are looking for your money, or actually it's out of a bitterness of having been fired? Number two, Chair, I don't know why we should be discussing this money that is not governed under PFM Act, because they are neither revenue for the county, neither is it equitable share. Why is it a matter in this subject? We are supposed to discuss matters that will affect the conduct of the governor. So I want to know probably whether she's here following up our money, or she's here out of our bitterness. And if that is the matter, this money is not managed under PFM Act. We have nothing
Senator
to do with it as a
Mandago,
Senate.
Senator Mandago, she is here as a witness to the County Assembly. I'll protect her from that kind of question. Senator Tabitha, quickly.
Thank you. I also want to take a minute and ask Madam Witness, because I think what you've been saying now is really high level of some impunity. But mine is, as being the professionals, because you've had the first witness and now you, and maybe even the third one will come and say the same thing. Why wouldn't you stop the governor from doing what he was doing to you? Because when I listen to you, I'm just wondering, could other CCs all over the Kenya maybe suffering the way people you are coming to give those witnesses? If it's true what you are saying, because it's unbelievable what you are trying to tell us. But my question is, why wouldn't the CCs, because it seems it's all of you going through the same thing, if that is true, why wouldn't you stop the governor? Because that is one, and you are the many, the majority. That's my question.
Then Senator Nyoto, quickly, and then the witness can answer the two questions.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question to the witness is, now that she was sending money to the governor, she sent some money to the governor, and Madam Speaker, the first witness also said that he sent money to the governor or his PAs several times. Was there an expectation, Madam Witness, that once you send this money, that then you're expected to commit some fraud in order for you to be able to recover the money that you are sending to the governor? I wish, Madam Speaker, I asked the same question to the first witness. And is it the submission then of the witness that there is a culture in Kericho county government that the governor receives money from employees on condition then that they will do some fraud with the systems or something and get their money back, send to the governor, and also be left with something on top? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The witness may answer the question, but ignore the bit on the fraud. Answer the question on why yourself and other CCs did not stop it.
Okay. Madam Speaker, I wish to answer the question from Senator from Nakuru. At some point, myself, I contemplated actually resigning because of the pressure. The only unfortunate thing which was there is we had committed our payslips and took mortgage and loans. So at that point, you weigh yourself between how will I repay these things and remembering now you have already started giving out your hard-earned money. So it was like a matter of let me just cool down and then things will sober up. Unfortunately, when we were thinking that things will change, it was now getting worse and worse. So I would just say it is an unfortunate situation, and let no one tell you the CCs in Kericho are enjoying anything, nothing. I can speak that without fear or favor. It's true. From my senator from Uasin Gishu County, where I was working before I came to Kericho, I'm not here to ask for my money which I gave the governor. No, I'm here to shed light on what's happening. Thank you.
Okay, we have 3 more senators. Senator Eddie, let's do 1 minute each so that we move on. I believe we have quite a number of it.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. CC, the law of equity requires you come to any institution of law or any institution that exercises judicial authority to help you with clean hands. Do you feel, in the context of the exercise that you did, which was basically to corrupt the governor for favor, do you think you are in our presence here with clean hands?
I'm clean.
Let's get the other two questions and then you answer all of them. Senator Kamar?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Mine is a very simple question. Page 74, you have given us the letter of termination. In your own understanding, what was the reason for you being terminated? Because I don't understand this clause, these things called executive orders. What is it that is you have been accused of?
And then Senator Omtata.
Madam Speaker, I would like to ask the witness, given the pain she has expressed in terms of how she was being managed, and understanding that what she was being asked to do was wrong, did she try to seek the help of law enforcement, like reporting to the Anti-Corruption Commission or any other authority that could maybe protect her? That's all, Madam Speaker.
One more, Senator Seki.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I also wanted to ask to the witness, after your termination, have you appealed? Have you gone to court over the same? Now that you know the process has not been followed by the governor on the termination of a CC?
You may now answer the questions.
Okay, Madam Speaker, I'll start from the one from the Senator from Wasingishu, Margaret Kamar. Madam Senator, Executive Order 1 of 2022, 1 of 2023, and 1 of 2024 were only rearrangement of offices, just like you are transferred from one department to another. So there was nothing like you violate anything. As long as you've reported you are discharging your duties, there was no violation of anything. When there is an issue of USCC, I have not reported anywhere. And also there is the issue of our case, the appeal. We will seek for compensation when the right time comes.
Senator Mwaruma. Move to the next speaker. It's on.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Speaker. You are using the M-Pesa statement to show that the governor abused office. Do you have any other way of corroborating that information, like a message from the governor, a call recording, or it is just that statement you want to rely on? Thank you.
Madam Speaker, I can respond to that.
Yes, proceed.
I am, if given a chance to produce the same, because I know I have to go through a court and produce my conversations through the Safaricom, I'll be able to provide.
The witness may now be stepped down. Counsel for County Assembly. No, the speaker, the witness may be stepped down, please. We'll move on to the next witness. Counsel, can you kindly indicate how many witnesses you have so that we see how best to manage the time?
Thank you, Madam.
And you have 2 hours, 1 minute left.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We have two technical witnesses in respect to the issue of voting, and we have two more, including the motion mover. So in total, we have 4 remaining.
That's very well. Who is the next witness you want to bring on board?
We had hoped to bring in Alfred Koril Kimutai, the administrator of the ICT system.
You may proceed. You can invite the witness in and oath them, please. Clerks, you may proceed to oath the witness.
I, Alfred Mutai Impeachment, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before this Senate in respect of the matter before the Senate shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Alfred, for that. Kindly state your full names again for the record purposes, and also tell us how you are associated with Kericho County Assembly.
Thank you very much. I'm Alfred Mutai Impeachment, Director, ICT, Kericho County Assembly. I joined Kericho County Assembly during transition 2013. Before then, I used to work for Lieutenant Town Council as an ICT.
Honorable Senators, please, can we listen to the witness in silence?
I worked with Lieutenant Town Council as ICT officer. Since then, I've been working in the Assembly to date. I am a graduate from University of Kabianga with Bachelor of Business Management, Business Information option. I am an ongoing student of Masters at the same university, and I did my diploma at Kenya College of Communication Technology then, now currently Multimedia University.
Thank you very much, Alfred. Madam Speaker, at this juncture, allow me make a very simple request. The witness before you is a technical witness. We had hoped to take the senators through a live demo of the electronic voting system, but him being present here in chambers, he cannot do that. So with your permission, if he can share his login credentials to his assistant so that we are able to follow through the screen provided.
Can you be clear on that? So you want him to share his logging in credentials?
To his assistant, yes, who then will be with the technical team upstairs to be able to access the system and take the senators through the actual process.
You may proceed.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Alfred, you have described yourself as the person in charge of Kericho Assembly Internal Financial Management and Reporting System. You are the administrator of that system, correct?
Yes.
How was that system procured?
In 2018, we embarked on a journey of digitizing of assembly operations, since we used to use manual vouchers in the assembly. So we did it internally because me and my colleagues, I have 3 other staff in serving under ICT. We worked on a system that is being used from 2018 up to date in terms of voucher management for payments of payment vouchers and any other process of payments within the assembly.
So what were the specific functions of this system?
The specific functions of the system as at that time was to automate the manual vouchers, which used to disappear when audit comes. We used to have a lot of problems with vouchers not being able to be traced, and using the system, we are able to have copies retained in the system for the vouchers. At that time, the system was, the entry of the details of the vouchers was through manual entry, but at 2020 we progressed and made it automatic, especially for the meetings of members outside the assembly. The meeting of members outside the precincts means whenever they attend committee meetings outside the assembly, there is a way in which we create the process of initiating requisition from committee services to liaison, from liaison approval to the speaker to the clerk. Once the clerk and the speaker approves, when members receive their messages to travel, of which every member is conversant with our system, and we have an automated, a customized SMS system called KCO Assembly, and every member knows how to interact with that particular system. The moment that message is delivered, vouchers are automatically generated, and then it awaits the results. So when members go outside the precinct, in the assembly, we introduced also biometrics. So we are using biometrics for login to the chambers. For them to attend their sittings in the chambers, they are logging in using biometrics. When they attend meeting outside the precinct, be it in Nakuru, Nairobi, every time we make sure an ICT officer is present so that it takes the biometrics of members present. When we upload the information to the vouchers that was automatically generated, it will post the amount to be paid to every member based on the number of days he attended the given meeting. If the meeting is for 5 days and he attends for 3 days, biometric automatically pays for 3 days. So these members have interacted with the system.
Thank you. How can you be sure, or what do you have to demonstrate to these senators that the members have interacted with this system? And when you talk of members, all the members, or
the honorable members of the County Assembly of Kericho and the staff, they are using the system to log in. I would request maybe the technical...
Before you do that,
because I wanted to demonstrate the logs for the...
Yeah, before we get there.
Yes, yes.
What kind of gadgets are these members equipped with to enable them access and use the system?
Okay, the previous assembly we had supplied our members with laptops so that they can use to access the system. Even the current assembly, we supply the laptops to members in last year, September 2024. Maybe the technical team can project for me number 1 under volume 4A.
That is not necessary. Honorable Senators, at volume 4A of our bundle, at page 1, we have a list. Kindly tell us what that list is about, Alfred.
So the list before us here is the list of acceptance where members were receiving their laptops to be used in the assembly, for executing their mandate within the assembly.
How many members of the County Assembly of Kericho were afforded laptops?
The members, only 2 members, only the Speaker and the Honorable Vincent Korir, who didn't take the gadget because he wanted a tablet and he had a functional laptop that he can use for the business.
I am sure you have interacted with the governor's response. Can you confirm that the 18 this motion, that they got their laptops and they have signed against the list before?
Yes,
Senators?
I can confirm.
You can confirm that?
Yes.
Is there any member of the County Assembly that has not received a laptop bought by taxpayers' money?
Apart from Vincent Korir, but we gave him a tablet in that relation.
In what instances have all the members of the County Assembly interacted with the system through their laptops or other gadgets? Apart from voting, of course.
Apart from voting, members usually, our reports, the committee reports we normally share through the County Assembly official SMS, because we realized we have the email addresses for the members, but them logging in is a problem. So we decided to customize our system so that it can send an SMS with a link that will direct every member to access the reports that is being tabled in the House. So we normally share the order paper, we share the reports, so that we avoid bulky printing within the Assembly.
So would you then describe the County Assembly of Kericho as being almost fully automated?
I cannot say fully, but we are progressing slowly, because after that, we had to look at a way of sorting the committee sittings within the Assembly, since the system in the first place we are developed to work on meetings outside the Assembly. So our committee sittings are normally done through the system. We schedule the meetings within a week. When we receive the schedule from the committee services, head of committee services, we normally allocate the boardrooms through the system. So they allocate the boardrooms. Once they do the meeting, we will pick the biometric logins and upload. So members who attended the meeting will get their payment at the end of the month. So at the end of the month, we normally run what we call HR reports, and it picks the members' attendance for the whole. Usually we pay the best 4 within a week, and the maximum number of weeks we normally pay is 4, and in some other instances we can add 5 because we have other months which has more weeks than 4.
Thank you. Have members of the County Assembly been trained on the use of this system?
Members of County Assembly are well fastened with the system, and any other time they have had any issue, they have always been consulting the ICT department on any technical issue, whether they are not receiving the SMS or they cannot be able to log into a particular.
But has there been any training done by the County Assembly in respect of the use of the system?
Okay, they have attended several training, but specifically on the use of tablets, we have really done it from the department level.
Thank you. When did you incorporate electronic voting as part of this system?
The issue of electronic voting came in when our standing orders was amended late last year, around October, November. That is when the standing orders was amended, and standing order number 77 directed that whenever there is a division in the House, the Speaker, when the Speaker directs the voting shall, which means it is a mandatory to have electronic voting done. Bearing in mind that by the time we talk about our standing orders, the members approve the standing orders, meaning that all our members who are aware from last year, November or October, had the idea that any other division that will come to the House will be through electronic voting. And when you talk about electronic voting, I believe my learned counsel, I heard him talking about a pattern which was not available. I would like to brief him shortly about the options that are available for electronic voting. We have electronic voting by machine, where you press that manual button that the learned counsel was talking about. Number 2, we have what we call internet voting. So internet voting is also within the electronic voting. So the internet voting is where the voter logins are shared through a secure link that is shared to the members. And that is the approach we took, because at the Assembly of Kericho, we are currently constructing our modern chambers. Even if you see the setup of our assembly, we don't have a place where we could have placed the tablets and these other voting machines. So to the best of our abilities, what we did as the assembly is to ensure that we implement that standing order number 77, because once it has been made as a rule of the House, the standing order dictates that a department relevant should take action and see how that standing order is implemented accordingly.
Thank you. I think at this juncture, Alfred, I would request you to take us through the live demo of how the system works, beginning with who is the administrator, what access rights they have, who has super user rights,
okay,
and so on.
Okay, the system that we developed has only 48 users, which from I think somewhere there, I must have printed that one. The 48 user is the system admin, whom I structured as a clerk also, because in our reporting system, as much as we will run the system, the final person who can communicate any results or any correspondence of the assembly is the clerk of the assembly. So you can confirm from page 8 of our annexure 4A. So the admin that is county clerk is me. So I log in as an admin, and that is the only person who is inside this system.
This is quite important, Alfred.
Yes.
Because there was an accusation here by counsel for the governor, alleging that there were a number of people in the system, and one of them was the clerk.
Yes.
And yourself as the administrator.
So that is the only person who is there. It is me as an admin, and all the other members are honorable members. And remember, as an admin, I don't have my IPPD to log into this system. So you are a different platform, so that I cannot qualify to vote since I'm an admin. And should I have even intended to vote, it should reflect that admin voted. So that is how our system. So the members who are here are our members. And for the benefit of doubt, after we worked on this system, because we were expecting the speaker to put a question any time when the motion was ongoing. Even the speaker himself didn't know about the logins credentials. We hadn't said that we will use the IPPD and the ID as their passwords. So the reason why I used the IPPD and their own IDs as their password is because, one, the standing order stipulates that once the division bell has been rung, the process of voting should take strictly 5 minutes. So I was thinking about a way in which our members will be very comfortable to access their login credentials. So what we did, the first thing we did was, once the speaker pronounced that the voting will be by electronic, that is the time I shared with the speaker the procedure on how the voting will be done. And he now answered, the speaker gave direction to the members, that voting will be done electronically. The procedure is this: you will receive a link, of which the link I sent at exactly, I have the annexures for the link. So I can also confirm that all the members received at around 7:12, they received their first SMS. That SMS contained a link that had only IPPD numbers. The reason why I had to give them IPPD numbers is because, for the benefit of doubt, I could imagine that there are some members who have not memorized their payroll numbers. But the following SMS was with the link and indicating that your password is your ID, which is best known to every member. I didn't publish the IDs anywhere for the login.
There was an allegation that if you click that link,
yes,
it would give you both the username and the password. Is that correct?
It is not correct.
Would you like to demonstrate through a live demo?
I don't know whether my guys are up there. They can.
Perhaps, Madam Speaker, we can confirm if the assistant is already. Yes, I think kindly take us through the system and confirm that that is a live demo.
Okay, this is our live demo. So I would like to request my assistant to first log into the motion. Let me remind this Honorable House that any motion that comes, we set the timelines for the motion, and it can be voted. Once it has been voted, it will expire. So the link expires automatically. So I want him to log in to our previous page. Log out first. We want to see where members was voting. Kindly log into the vote area for the motion for an impeachment of the governor. Kindly log in.
Kindly explain the various slots that we are witnessing from the screen. It is not obvious to everyone, including myself.
Okay. First of all, there is a screen I'm expecting my technician to show. That shows that the voting ended and the results were to be displayed. Kindly go back to that page first before you come in so that I can explain that one.
Now, Mr. Witness, exactly what are you demonstrating? Please go through that clearly.
Oh, okay, so I can.
Is it how to vote? Is it,
no,
what is it?
Okay, I'm explaining, Honorable Speaker. I'm trying to explain that the link that we provided had a time limit. So the moment the motion, the time for division ended, our system is reading the voting as ended.
So then a very specific question, because
I have read, yes.
Mr. Wanyama alluded that he was able to vote after the session was closed.
We will give him a chance maybe to log in also and vote to this one, the motion on impeachment of the governor.
So if right now we were to go to that link.
That is the link, we are there. So the results is showing that the voting has ended and the results is to be displayed. Number 2, that is about the voting that it has ended because of the timelines. And then number 2, I oversee on the affidavits from the governor's side, stating that we pulled down the link immediately after voting. I would like to clarify and go through their documents. Our system for internal management is running under Kericho Assembly.co.ke. On their affidavits, they have actually added their own terms, and they say they wanted to log into Kericho Assembly.go.ke. There is a difference between the two systems. .go is running our website, while the one for our internal management, we are running under .co.ke, and that is why they were claiming that we pulled down the link. There was no way, no need for us to pull the link, and obviously the results for voting for that division had ended. So it is very clear.
Thank you. So take us through a step-by-step of the first thing that you prompted and what would happen after that prompt.
Okay, so the first thing I did, I sent the first SMS at 7:12 p.m. showing their members their IPPD number.
Who were the recipients of that SMS? And how would you identify the recipients?
So maybe I can refer, because you will see the numbers only for deliveries that we see on our system. But these members, we have their numbers which they gave us as their official numbers they have been using to receive information from the assembly. So no member, and I've never seen in any of the affidavits, who has claimed that he didn't receive the link nor the SMS.
Was there a possibility of any other person who is not among the members of the county assembly receiving the SMS?
No.
How is that so?
Because we have a database. The database we are running here for voting system contained only 48 people. The only additional person who received that additional SMS was me as the system administrator, because I wanted to confirm whether the SMS I forwarded, the link is opening the right thing. So what I did, I attached myself. If we count the numbers that I sent.
Before we go there, there is a volume you have.
Yes.
Kindly take the honorable senators to the specific extract of the messages that were sent to each of the numbers.
Yes. So the specific extract is in page 11 of our affidavit. That is volume 4A. And page 11 and 12.
What is contained at page 11 and 12?
What is contained in page 11 and 12, up there you can see that follow the link below to access your IPPD number. So when you click on that link, it could direct every member to the page where the IPPD numbers were being displayed.
Can you account
for these numbers? I can account for these numbers. The last one is my number ending with 319. So I was doing that so that I can confirm that the messages I have sent to these members are really working.
Are you able to tell when there is no delivery of your message?
Yes. When there is no delivery on the message, I could get a fail instead of send.
Do we have any fail on your extract?
No failed message.
Thank you.
And then the next message, that is on number 12, was the confirmation of where I sent an SMS which say electronic voting link. And I shared the link. That is the link where every member could have clicked or should have clicked and log in using their username as IPPD, and the password I said use your ID number. Remember, I said use your ID number. I didn't display the ID numbers. So the claim that the ID numbers was used is false and not true.
Again, are you able to account for the delivery of your link to all the numbers in your database?
Yes, I can account.
Where is that found?
It is in page 12. We all see all the messages were sent also.
What you have at page 12, is it the same thing we are accessing live on the demo that is on the screen?
Yes.
That we have now entered into the platform, and we are able to see that exactly.
Okay, yes, we can enter and say, so this one, for the messages, I capture the delivery reports because once I have confirmed the deliveries, we don't save the logs for deliveries within our internal system. Provided I have seen all the messages have been delivered, just like any other send message in any phone, you could see that the message was delivered.
Thank you. Let's go to the controversial issue as raised by Counsel for the Governor.
Yes.
Are you able to take us through each vote, what time it was made?
Yes, yes.
And the choice made by the specific member?
I will, because I shared my link at, the link for voting I shared at 7:14 exactly. That is 7:14:00 is the time I forwarded my link. And then we can go back here.
Is that timestamp available anywhere?
It is available. So we will see the first logins. We can start from, let's confirm from page 17, we come onwards. That is where we will see how logins started coming in. So for avoidance of doubt, I had our learned counsel through the Honorable Speaker saying that admin logged in and never logged out. I can confirm that I really logged in and I never logged out because I was monitoring at the back end where the members are getting troubles in logging in so that I can alert the ICT officers who are in the chambers to know which member specifically was having difficulties in logging in.
Other than being present in the platform,
yes,
can the logs confirm whether there was any other activities conducted by the admin?
Yes, if there is any other activity conducted by admin should be displayed by the logs. But considering that I sent the link at around 19:14, you see the first user who tried to log in was at around 14:25, meaning they had received the link, they were trying to log in. At some instances, they could attempt with different usernames. At some point, you can see where it is reading somebody's name. So somebody, because the specification after clicking the link was that username, somebody was very quick to type the name and realized it's not going in. So you can see there are some failed attempts, meaning that our system was secure. You couldn't log in without logging in specifically with what we have instructed, which was the IBBD and your ID, which was personally known to them. And the reason why I'm saying we use the IDs is because the voting exercise was to take 5 minutes only. I could imagine how another person can get another person's ID within 5 minutes. And the other members, all the other members, should they have voted, because the system was accepting simultaneous votes. Because our first vote, which we recorded at 19:15, and there are 2 votes. So 2 people casted their vote exactly at the same time. So if the other members, and the honorable members, through the speaker, our honorable members who were opposed to the motion failed because we had 3 options, and the speaker categorically explained the 3 options. It was either a member chooses yes, no, or abstain. I've heard them arguing that they are not, the results we displayed show that 33 voted and there is 0 abstainers. The system cannot know whether you abstained or you are absent if you don't trigger the pattern. So we had the login patterns where he could click. Inside there, it was very simple. You find either yes, no, in support of that motion, and you submit. It was a simple exercise. And when my honorable members claim, I have seen one of the affidavits, one member telling me that he is not able to use internet. And he's in Facebook and WhatsApp, and very active in WhatsApp.
Can you kindly take us to the specific member who has alleged that they do not have internet-enabled phones?
So, for example, I'll take on Honorable Amos Pirir. He is a very active member. He is an old man, but we have been assisting him in ICT. So he has an active Facebook page. He is active in WhatsApp. Even if you will check WhatsApp status of him today, he must have been live a few minutes ago. So at this point, it is about honesty. Because us, as the staff of the County Assembly, we are there to facilitate members execute their mandate. We don't have interest. And if interest was there, honorable senators, I want to tell you, His Excellency Honorable Erick Mutai is my neighbor in where I come from, Maternal Hope. He is my immediate neighbor. He has my number. If I was to take sides, it was on his favor. But since we are doing professionally, we have the integrity to protect. I decided to have this system to make sure that we don't compromise on the end results. I will prove to this House that all these members logged in at any particular time and they casted their votes. The assumptions that they didn't vote, for me as an ICT officer.
Honorable Senators, it's now 6:30 p.m., time to adjourn the Senate. The balance of time for the County Assembly is 1 hour 30 minutes for evidence of witnesses and re-examination. The balance of time for the Governor is 1 hour 34 minutes for cross-examination. The Senate therefore stands adjourned until tomorrow, Thursday, 28 August 2025 at 9 a.m.
Thank you.